intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and you're listening to the Voice of the People. Let's get ready for Boxing Voice.
I took my L, and I bounced back. Do it twice. You know the saying, stay hungry, stay humble. I'm hungry, I'm humble in defeat, and I'm gonna remain humble in victory. This is it, right?
WBC Productions.
I just wanted to put on a great boxing masterclass and also show the sweet science of this lovely sport. Man, the first time was so nice, I had to do it twice.
I'm prepared to the best of my capability, and I pray that I get the win. Look at it, like, I love Mike Tyson, how he came into the game on some different kind of vibe. You know what I mean? It takes a crazy man to want to fight, you know what I mean, day in, day out. It's a hardcore sport, as you said, no silk shoes.
Ain't no other sight in the game to see the boxing boys.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Man, it is Friday. Thank God that it's Friday, but, you know, when you love boxing, every day is Friday. We're just a day closer to a new fight and boxing being back. But today we're going to be discussing the poor Dillian Whyte. It looks like Dillian Whyte might get passed over. It looks like the yellow brick road points to Anthony Joshua for the winner of Wilder Fury, which puts Dillian Whyte in a peculiar situation. Our question to you guys is, because of the situation, do you think that the winner of Wilder versus Fury 3 will be granted WBC franchise champion status to avoid the mandatory with Dillian Whyte in order to unify for undisputed with Anthony Joshua? Now, this is exactly what Bob Arum wants, and we'll give you those details. But this is exactly what Mauricio Suleiman can do, because we have two similar cases before this. So this is what we're discussing. If you're interested, you already know the number to call in, 1-425-569-5241. Press 1 one time. Voice your opinion right here on the Voice of the People hotline. Don't forget, you can add Nestor Gibbs on Skype to be part of the conversation. And if this isn't enough boxing talk for you, well, we will be discussing even more boxing at 10:45 on patreon.com/The Boxing Voice, where we will be talking about Boosie Badass and the fact that he's starting his own boxing league. 5 rounds, 5 knockdowns as a TKO. We're going to discuss it, plus a bunch of other raunchy topics that he brought up in an interview that we shared with our patrons. So if you're interested, join us on patreon.com/The Boxing Voice, and let's talk Boosie Badass's new boxing league. And like I said, a couple of raunchy topics. I mean, look, even Mario has something to add in there, I believe, about the Justice League and when it's coming out. But yeah, we'll be doing that at 10:45 on patreon.com. Right now, you can call in 1-425-569-5241. Press 1 one time, voice your opinion, and listen to the show. Let me head on out to New Jersey's own Mr. Lioness.
I'm the most brutal and vicious and most ruthless champion there's ever been. There's no one to stop me. Lynch is a conqueror. No, I'm Alexander. He's no Alexander. I'm the best ever. There's never been anybody like me. I'm Sonny Liston. I'm Jack Dempsey. There's no one like me. I'm from their cloth. There's no one that can match.
Champ! Good morning. Get that cup of coffee ready. If you're across the pond, get that cup of tea ready. or maybe that pint, because you might want to drink a couple of pints, Mr. White, if you get bamboozled in this way. Looks like Mauricio Sulaiman's giving these fighters a way out, man. And I guess I want to see how you feel about it, how Cash, Weezy, and Mario, and maybe exactly how the people feel about it, because I think, for one, it's a little wrong, man. It's a little wrong when you're waiting that long. I know it's only been technically 11 months, but I mean, damn, he could just come through and get elevated to franchise champ and then just say, bye-bye, Miss America, bye to Mr. White. That's crazy.
I mean, why'd you say Mauricio? What is it that you think that Mauricio said?
Well, Mauricio Sulaiman he is responsible for this franchise thing. So when I say that he's allowed fighters to do that, I guess I'm just saying that because of the because of him instating this franchise champion title, now people are able to dip off. Loma dipped off on Devin, and Canelo dipped off on what was the man's name? Slips my mind, but you get what I'm saying, right? And it's just
Who are ya? Who are ya? Who are ya?
Who are ya?
Yeah, Cash, how do you feel about that, man? Right now.
Yeah, I just want to say I saw the fight too.
Stay focused, stay working my jab. Because if he comes to fight, then I'm gonna have to look for him.
I saw the fight too.
I think you accurate.
Yes. Brush your teeth if you haven't, please. Dillian Whyte. Damn, I think Dillian Whyte is very popular. Yes. And if you in your truck and you started your day, blow that horn. Get that bread if you out there grinding on them streets, whatever it is you do, working from home, or if you at the gym on that treadmill or pumping them weights on the street, running on the boardwalk somewhere in Brooklyn or Los Angeles, holla at you. But Dillian Whyte, to me, is a very, very popular fighter. I seen him fight a couple times, and as a mandatory, he should be mandated the mandatory bout. I'm still lost on the whole
Lemonade
franchise
was a
shit.
popular drink, and it still is. They got more clout than Dillian Whyte. Believe me, bruh. I don't know what you mean.
More clout, but he deserves his clout.
I mean,
too.
you said popular. Let me just put things into perspective for my peoples out here. Oh shit! I forgot I can't search Dillian Whyte because he got me blocked.
Oh, word? What, like on the Google search as a?
Nah,
I thought he unblocked.
I mean, he in his feelings. He blocks, unblocks. He ain't got me personally blocked, but that's probably because he don't know me. He only know the brand and shit, so I got to be careful before he block us all. Let's see. Dillian only got 383,000 followers. Marcos Maidana got 300 and something thousand, and he's been retired for 5 years. I mean, you know what I mean? When you say popular, you got to be careful how you say what you say. What you say always is going to mean something to the people listening.
When I say popular, I mean like in boxing. I don't let it spill out of boxing. I mean like I said yesterday, you in the boardroom, man. I'm on these streets. I know what's going on. So I'm telling you that the boxing public knows who Dillian Whyte is. Thank you. I'm blowing my own horn.
Yo, he said I'm on these streets out here. Uh-oh. Could it be Money May? I don't know.
Money May.
It's me, Mario.
Marioski?
Okay.
Are you okay? Do you need a fire flower?
Mister, me shot pussy world people for fun.
What up, bro?
Who want test me? Come on.
Come
Y'all
on.
remember that scene? That scene is classic.
Yeah, what was my man's name? That's Belly. That's one of my favorite movies.
Yeah.
Yo,
But what was
is Mario
his-
froze or he's like
Let
waiting?
not. That was Let not.
Mario couldn't hear, I think.
Mario couldn't
set
hear.
off.
He just got
Anyway,
that smile. He
so
got
you-
that smile. I don't know if he really here or he not. Like, what's really good?
He couldn't hear you. He was pointing at his headphones. But and we couldn't hear him, so he had to do something from scratch. But anyway, Dillian.
Is you really?
Yo, me and Cash had a whole spiel on this real quick.
What you had a spiel on?
Oh, we had a whole thing going before we got the power went off.
Oh yeah.
Nah, I just thought you froze up regular.
Yeah, we thought it was a regular thing, and you was holding it down.
Not a regular thing. More like killing the steam. But we alive.
We back.
We back.
We back.
We back. You know what I'm saying? So let's welcome, I guess, Monguilla and Dominique to the panel. Buenos dias. I had a power outage over here, real quick one. I guess it was some sort of surge. I don't know. Went off, came back on, but we had to wait for everything to restart. So we're back. We're back. Good morning, and we're talking Fury versus Wilder 3. The possibility that the winner could be elevated to WBC franchise status. Why, Nestor? Well, Mauricio Sulaiman already went on record and stated that Dillian Whyte gets his opportunity February 2021, which means there are very few months left for Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury to settle their score. Meaning we're coming very close into that first quarter of next year that is basically entitled to Dillian Whyte. And if Wilder Fury somehow happens to happen in 2020, we all know the world is going to want, Fury Wilder winner to face Joshua once and for all. Undisputed, all the belts on the table for all the marbles. And that's going to make Dillian Whyte's position kind of a problem. And it's going to be funny to hear what fight fans have to say, because I bet you those that don't like franchise status might all of a sudden say, yeah, give them franchise, because, I don't know, because, it isn't going to be undisputed. If you get franchise, you can't be undisputed with the WBC being in Dillian Whyte's hands. But I wonder, are people going to lean in that direction because they just want to see the two last heavyweights face off for undisputed?
All right. I told you in the boardroom, I'm on the streets. I like that trajectory for boxing, period, that, the winner of Fury Wilder goes on against AJ over Dillian Whyte. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying, though, mandatory has to be mandatory, that he needs that fair treatment. But yes, I like that trajectory. So yeah, that's the fans, right? Am I there? Am I live?
So what you trying to say? You saying as a fan, you would rather Dillian Whyte wait so you could see winner of Wilder Fury face AJ for all the belts?
100%. That's the more popular fight right now for boxing.
What about you, Monguilla? Money May?
Listen, Suleiman asked us to give him a year or two with this franchise, and that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna wait a year or two before I start ishing on it, right? But I can right now say that I don't want another one. I understand the problem with mandatories, and it is an issue, but what we should be talking about is the fact that, C19, because we can't use the word on YouTube anymore, C19 has postponed everything. So we should be working on a resolution that works for everybody, as opposed to just creating a franchise to avoid this issue in Dillian Whyte. But I don't know. Am I the only one who is doesn't really mind a Dillian Whyte Fury fight? I hear it. I would rather have the AJ fight, but it's dude, Dillian Whyte's a monster. If y'all don't think that man belongs somewhere in the top 3, I'm sorry. He's a solid fighter.
He belongs. He just don't belong in this equation at the moment. We're trying to do something that hasn't been done in many, many years.
He'll follow afterwards.
Well said.
Unless there's a whole rubber match after the AJ versus whoever wins the Fury fight.
Enrique,
Wilder.
You're proving chivalry's all gone, huh? Ladies first. Ladies first. Ooh, ladies first. No.
What you mean?
And I get a song.
Damn,
Yay.
What you mean chivalries? What do you mean?
You don't even know.
Nah. That's what I'm saying. It's gone. Our generation don't know what that means.
Nah,
Dominique, what's your thoughts on the matter?
I say send him on a trip. There are a couple of great places to go and just relax on the beach, and
Oh, you talking about White?
Family. Yeah, Dillian Whyte, man. Give him some money. Let him go on a vacation, get some sun, relax.
But you know what? I bet you when you started that sentence, you didn't think that you was spot on. But you're right. Give him some money means he's got to receive step-aside money to allow this to happen. If not, they just grant Tyson or Wilder franchise status.
Franchise
But that
tag.
is another option, Dominique. Pay him step-aside money.
And he was in Portugal during this whole pandemic, so he don't need no beach no more.
No, he need a beach. Everybody need a beach. We need a mental break. So just let them have that and give the people what they want. It's not fair. If this was any other sport, you watch the team that you want to face the other team, face all the whack teams until you get to that championship. But this is boxing, and we can pay step-aside money, and I feel like he could use that right now, and just let him have
What's
it.
wrong?
He don't want
What's
to
wrong
step
with
I see
Dillian
it as a
Whyte?
blessing to Dillian Whyte.
Look, what about what's wrong with Dillian Whyte fighting the Pulev or Luis Ortiz or?
I mean, look, I don't want to be. I don't want to feel like the Dillian Whyte champion.
Let me answer that
Go
because
ahead.
he needs an answer, right? Like, what's wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with that. But if you're Dillian Whyte, you're already the mandatory.
You're the mandatory.
So you don't need to fight Luis Ortiz or anybody else. You should be just waiting to get your shot. So if you fight one of those guys, you could lose your opportunity.
That's what I was gonna say. I was just gonna put it in perspective for Enrique. This is like you're at a job, right? And they're like, "Yo, you're next, bro. You're the next vice president. We got you groomed. You're gonna come in. We're gonna give you the shot. Yo, come on in." And then it's like, "Oh man, somebody better's here."
Yeah, it's
you know
political,
what, bro. Why don't you sit back? Yeah, it is political, but at the same time, like fair is fair in sports.
And what's political in this sport is that the fans make the actual fight and the business, not the rankings.
Boxing needs money right now. Boxing needs money. They need the biggest fight. And I feel like, that's a blessing to Dillian Whyte. You get to have money, and then he gets so whoever wins against Anthony Joshua, right? He gets them.
Yeah.
According to him, though, Dom, he's been waiting 1,000+ days.
No,
and actually,
not a long
he's been an 11-month mandatory. Mandatory. He was a number one for a long time.
Yeah, he's number one for 3 years.
Yeah, but
that's not a long time.
He was the number one for a long time because he didn't want to take any eliminators.
Yeah.
He didn't want to fight Luis Ortiz. He turned that one down.
And Brazil.
If his mandatory status was a baby, it wouldn't even be going potty right now.
Well, how? Yeah, but it's like Kubrat Pulev. Are we expecting Kubrat Pulev to step aside?
Absolutely
This
not.
is different than everything.
This is all
You
about.
can't
This is all
compare
about.
this to-
But
what I'm
Pulev,
saying
listen to me. Pulev doesn't have to step aside because Pulev doesn't have anything to do with this equation in terms of Wilder Fury and the WBC. Pulev, he could be, the dark horse for Anthony, and then all of a sudden it's Wilder Fury winner versus Pulev. But that again has nothing to do with this and the WBC.
Yeah, he's not gonna have to wait around because he's gonna be able to get his matchup while Fury and Wilder are handling their business. You got to assume that AJ and Pulev are gonna get it in there. But look, I don't know. I just been waiting a long time for Dillian Whyte to get his fight, and part of it is on him. I admit that fully, but the other part of me says, I don't know. Is this the answer? Like, we're just going to dictate the rules, the narrative that fits us as fans, and then we complain when other people get looked over. We complain when, like when there's other fights out there that we don't want to see, and they make those fights. But it's like, in this situation, like that man earned his keep. And I don't mind a Dillian Whyte Fury fight. Am I the only one that thinks that's a pretty good fight?
But it's
I know
better
why.
for
Because
him.
same thing that Dillian Whyte faces if he fights a Pulev and loses. Same thing for Fury, and then we never get the AJ fight.
Exactly.
But then we got Dillian Whyte versus AJ, and that's the part
Nobody
that I'm
wants that.
I mean, the
I
comparison.
can't say nobody wants that because if he beats Fury, it's an automatic.
Yeah,
take
I
with
want that. And they
Yeah.
have a
Nobody-
rivalry that goes back.
Yeah.
Nobody wants that.
I think
We
Bob
want-
Arum. Go ahead.
We want
Dom.
that. We want that after, and I feel like if he's going to, if he's going to wait, it's better for him because now you're fighting whomever. They're undisputed. They got all of this hype from these casual fans from Fury 3, and then the unification fight. It's just a bigger fight for Dillian Whyte, and he get extra money for no reason.
Nah, listen. First of all, if Fury was to fight AJ, they're gonna fight a second time, and if the winner is now Fury or AJ, whatever way it went the first time is opposite, they're gonna fight a third time. So that means a whole nother year for Dillian Whyte. So there's no waiting. Dillian Whyte deserves to put his picket sign up and says, "Yo, I'm the mandatory. Give me my fairness." And I side with him on that.
So when you do mandatory status in that contract that you signed to step aside, can you negotiate that your fight happens, they only get one shot or before their rematch or whatever? Like, can he negotiate that?
I mean, everything is negotiable, but honestly, if you're AJ, are you going to say, yeah, I want to fight Fury Wilder so bad that I'm going to grant Dillian Whyte the rematch before me if I happen to lose? I don't think so.
real quick, going back next to me mentioning Pulev and stuff, the point I was trying to make too is that, he doesn't have the same energy when we were talking about Pulev stepping aside and letting AJ fight Tyson, and his energy wasn't the same. So it's just to him.
Well, his energy is, I'm not stepping aside, but who would listen? Wilder Fury is one belt. I mean, maybe you can look at it like lineal and ring, but AJ got 4 belts, man. Like you would be crazy to turn 4 belt down. People turn it down because, like, Luis Ortiz turned it down because he was getting the same money and a crack at somebody he's already familiar with.
But WBC is official too. I mean, it's not 3 belts.
No, I'm not saying it's not official. It's 1 versus 4, champ. Like, do you want 4 Lamborghinis or 1?
Yeah, I understand that. The White and Pulev are in separate situations, but I'm telling you, the energy that he has saying that the mandatory, I'm tired of these mandatories, but his fighter's in a mandatory position, and his attitude is not the same. So I feel it is very unfair the way he's talking about White.
Again, because it's a different situation. Like, but AJ doesn't have anything right now, so he's available to fight. And no one considers Pulev to be as dangerous as Dillian. It's a different situation, totally different.
Yeah, but you get my point, though, Mario, what I was trying to make.
I get it completely, because he's saying that I hate meaningless fights. I'm tired. But so it's still a meaningless fight. Break it down. What does it come down to? It's in a different situation, like Ness said. Absolutely, sure. It's not as tied up, but the tangibles are still the same. He's complaining about mandatories that make up meaningless fights. Well, I can't think of anything more meaningless in this whole equation than Pulev AJ. So don't tell me in one sense that you're tired of these meaningless fight mandatories, and in the other sense you're like, "Oh, I can't wait for this mandatory." Like, bro, come on, you can't have it both ways, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't want the franchise belt. I don't want another one.
But you know what? I don't agree with calling a mandatory a meaningless fight, because they did earn that. I'm not saying that, Dillian Whyte didn't earn his shot. I'm just saying I'm not particularly invested in him getting it right now. But I don't want to call it meaningless, because they work hard. You know what I mean?
Agreed.
And they work hard to get to that place.
Yeah, I'm surprised that Bob used those words. Like, he's been around so long. He knows what mandatories do for fighters. I'm not always the biggest fan of the way that, guys get into that position and who earns them, but they're still a part of boxing. To just say that we want to do them away.
What is some mandatory upsets?
That was Bob's personal opinion. He's thinking about the business. That's why I said business makes the fights. And he's pushing for that business to make that fight, because the business that follows making that fight, rather. Fans make it too. Fans are making for that fight. They want AJ versus the winner of Wilder and Fury, but they also want, to see if.
And Enrique, that's a great point. What about us who've been waiting for like Joshua versus Wilder for like, now our wait, that baby would have been potty trained, talking, and in first grade, as long as we've been waiting for Anthony Joshua versus Deontay Wilder.
The upset spoiled it.
Yeah, okay, but still, we still been waiting.
And that's what Bob Arum is. Bob Arum is a Fury guy, but those are the two biggest fights: AJ versus Fury.
Same thing with Fury,
or AJ versus Wilder, the winner.
Because of what was going on with Fury, and then he. Couldn't get AJ. He took Wilder. So it's like people in the UK, people all over have been wanting to see what AJ could do against Tyson Fury because of the way that he lost his belts. That's a good point. Like, we've been waiting too. I was waiting so long, I forgot I've been waiting.
Look, Dillian Whyte's alias is the Body Snatcher, and he body snatched KO Derek Chisora. He beat Joseph Parker, Lucas Brown. My man has a reputation, man.
I mean,
and
it sounds good. It sounds good reading it off BoxRec, but if you watched his fights, it's a little different than what it sounds. In the Chisora fight, he was getting dogged out.
I sound like you when
Marcus Watts wasn't a good look.
You know, he ain't look good versus Maurice Vach. He ain't look good versus Joseph Parker. He was he didn't look great versus Chisora in the second fight. We had him winning. We had Chisora winning until he got knocked out. Like, Chisora was the best he ever fought. So, on BoxRec it's a win and it's easy to just, count it off, but
yeah, but it ain't easy to be ranked. You ranked officially. You not ranked because how you look. You rank off of your victories.
A lot of people rank.
So there goes that card. So how do you rebuttal that? You're saying, okay. So then if he's the mandatory, why be afraid to match him and get a win over him and X him out the equation?
Because don't nobody want to see that right now. It's Mario.
It's time. You talking about a dude with 200,000 followers when the two people fighting. Listen, the two people fighting got millions of followers combined.
Of course.
And you want us to waste time with a dude that no one knows? Because if they not following you, they don't know you.
I mean, again, that all sounds good when you feel personal about it. And yeah, the numbers do, but there's audience that know boxing is very specific. Every fan that watches boxing knows Dillian Whyte. We ain't talking about hardcores. And those are the dudes
every fan,
that respect
not casual.
Hold on. Those are the dudes that respect the ranking and the mandatory, way fights happen. Not, my man got 300,000 followers. He ain't shit because my other man got 1 million. That makes him a better boxer. That ain't how boxing fans go about it.
I'm a boxing fan. I couldn't pick Dillian Whyte out of a lineup. I've never seen a Dillian Whyte fight. I've only heard his name in association with people that are better than him and possibly fighting them. And are there any mandatory upsets, the big ones? What are some big mandatory upsets?
I actually started Googling it, but I can't find. I mean, it's just so hard to get beyond regular upsets in boxing because that's such a Googled, term that to get to mandatories that were upsets is, kind of hard. I know. I don't know. Maybe the chat can help us out.
Yo, wasn't Garcia Khan mandatory upset or that was a unification?
That was a last minute replacement and it was, Danny stepped in. He stepped in. That wasn't supposed to be his fight. 7-1 underdog, but that was an upset. If you want to look for upsets, because that's what Dillian would be. If he steps in as a mandatory and upsets Tyson or Wilder winner, and he goes on to unify and undispute or be in that fight, that would be an upset. Again, he's got 200,000 followers. He's not considered the top 3. It would be an upset.
Yeah, so you guys are looking for past upsets, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
but mandatories, they're talking mandatories. They're talking mandatory because I guess the argument Dominique is trying to build is how dangerous is he? Has any other mandatories upset the champion before something great? But the thing is this, Dominique, other mandatories haven't had what Wilder Fury have on the table. We talking about $150 million minimum per fighter for that undisputed fight. Is you really
Don't you want to see that?
Is you really gonna waste your time with Dillian Whyte? Wilder Fury made 25. They guaranteed somewhere around 40 to take home. Not guaranteed up front. Don't confuse what I'm saying. But for the rematch, they're gonna get anywhere between 40 to take home. Not guaranteed.
The bigger fight is obviously not Dillian Whyte, man.
Exactly. So you don't risk it.
But we were trashing this franchise a title a while ago. Now we're just accepting it, and now I guess it's just okay. It's okay for people to dodge people.
That's what I'm saying.
And I said it was gonna be that way. I said this argument would take a turn because of the fighters and what the fight represents. We will change our mind about step asides and mandatories and franchise because we all want undisputed. Is it right that we haven't got undisputed in the heavyweight division in like 20 years? No, it ain't.
No, it's not.
No,
but
it ain't.
So then is the
Mario,
answer,
let me answer your question.
to make
let me
certain
answer your
rules
question.
when we want?
No, let me answer
Go
your
ahead.
question. Is it right to me? Abso-fucking-lutely. The sanctioning bodies are the main reason that we don't get undisputed more frequently. They are the ones with their mandatories and their rules and regulations. And we don't recognize that belt, so we can't unify that belt. And you ain't gonna unify because you gotta handle our mandatory first. And they all wanna show who got the bigger cock. Well, guess what? The rooster is the dudes that want undisputed. That's just the bottom line.
How does the guy waiting in the fire ever get a shot if you're gonna have all these guys at the top having parties? Like,
keep waiting. Devin Haney did it.
Man.
Devin Haney did it. Nobody made a Million Man March for Devin Haney when Lomachenko took it. Nobody. Nobody ain't make a bunch of podcasts or videos for Charlo. So I don't know what's the difference now.
Take that money, that step aside money, and build your profile. That's a huge part of boxing, is in a way that it isn't for any other sport. Like, you can win, right? You can win in box. You can win in any other sport and get your shot. Here, you have to build your profile. People want the biggest fight. So he needs to take that money and build his profile. Matter of fact, I'll even go back, because when Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder was first about to fight, and it was rumors or whatever, and I was talking up, and they were offering Deontay Wilder all this stuff, and people were like, oh no, Deontay Wilder shouldn't take it, and all this type of stuff. And I said, Deontay Wilder needs to build his profile. It's 2020. How big is his profile? Now listen at the numbers that he made, listen at the numbers that he's about to make. Nobody's going to offer him nothing that's not 50-50. You know what I'm saying? But he earned that. He built his profile. You see what I'm saying? Dillian Whyte needs to do the same thing.
Dominique, Dillian Whyte has fought AJ once already. All right.
We saw that.
So
that's his only loss.
So what I'm trying to tell you, when you tell me he has to build his profile, I can't agree with that. He's built his profile.
No.
He's fought guys. His name has been out there. He may not have the million mark on IG, but he has 380,000
But that matters,
followers.
and don't overlook it. If I went and asked,
And he's big in the
casual
UK.
fans, no problem. But we're talking about the United States, and Tyson Fury.
No, we're
is known
talking
in
about
both.
the world.
He's a known fighter.
We're
He's a
talking
known
about
fighter.
the United States. And in the United States, if I went from house to house to house to house, people would not know who he was, in the way that they now know who Tyson Fury is. They now know who Deontay Wilder is. They now know who Anthony Joshua is. These people are global.
But we're not arguing what's the bigger fight. We know that that's the bigger fight. We're arguing right now.
I'm not arguing what's the bigger fight either. I'm saying I'm defending my point about building his profile and how that.
So what does he
allows
have
more
to do to build his profile? What does he have to do to build his profile to the level of your expectancy where he can fight and be considered to fight these guys?
So I'm gonna pose that question back to you. What did Deontay Wilder do to build his profile?
Deontay Wilder, he fought Luis Ortiz.
Yeah,
That's
for
when
me it was Luis Ortiz. That's when things changed in my mind, when I started giving him the ultimate respect.
But what happened after those? What happened after he made those wins? What happened on social media? What happened when he did?
Yeah, he blew up.
Burn? It's the little bitty 30-second clips. Now we're back to social media.
He was a WBC champion already, though. So I'm going to toss the question back to you.
He was the WBC champion that nobody really knew. Remember that whole infamous video of Eddie Hearn on the street? You know who Deontay Wilder is? You know who Deontay Wilder is? Nobody knew who he is. He can't do that no more. It's the little bitty clips on Instagram, right? That allow people to be like, I don't know who this guy is. I don't even watch boxing, but this is so funny to me. You know, respect to Stavern, being knocked out.
So what song and dance does Dillian Whyte have to do?
Yeah, see, look, but to be fair, I'm gonna say this real quick. To be fair, because I hear what you're saying,
personality.
But Dillian Whyte doesn't get to that level until he gets a Tyson Fury, a Deontay Wilder, or an AJ. Because honestly, as big as Ortiz was for Wilder, Fury and Wilder, both of their what did you call it? Their stocks rose after they fought each other. They're never as big until after they fought each other the first time.
Me. No, I disagree. That it wasn't what made Fury Wilder so big was because of the things that he did against people like Stavern. I'm telling you, I'm on the street with Enrique. Like, this is what I'm saying. Like, people, when they saw that knockout, that's when they started wondering who he was. right? Because it was funny to them. They could put a meme and attach it to it, right? They felt like they can adapt it into their personal lives. That's what social media is. When you put out a piece of yourself that people can relate to, your numbers go up. That's the formula. So that's when you say what Dillian Whyte has to do, he needs highlights and he needs personality. He needs to put out pieces of himself that people can relate to.
All right, let me go in now. After that, I'm gonna ride off of the personality. Dillian Whyte is a personality. I think you don't know him enough. He stands beside Eddie Hearn. He stands beside Eddie Hearn, who Eddie Hearn is the face of Dazn, and he's promoted by him. So Dillian Whyte's profile being raised right now is going to be taking that step aside money as the mandatory. And people, casuals, when they hear about Dillian Whyte having to step aside the mandatory fighter because of this big business fight, they're going to be like, ooh, I wonder what he's like. And they're going to show his highlight reel, and they're going to show all the names he calls out: AJ, Wilder, Fury, and who else did he call out to me? So his profile is going to be raised. That's the bottom line. He's got to be part of that.
That's a good question. That's a really great point, because if he takes the step aside money and then like throws a fit about it, now you got highlights.
Yeah, but where are we in striking a balance between entertainment and sport? Because when it comes to sport, which that's what we're talking about, there has to be rules and regulations and fairness. Right. And when somebody earns it, and it's not like baseball or basketball or football where you have a playoff system. So we have to still, find a way to strike a balance between the guys that are most popular, which, we're talking AJ, Wilder, Fury, versus the guys that, regardless of, because you're right, Dillian Whyte, his profile is not at that level. Nobody would argue that, but he still has earned his keep in terms of a sports level. You know what I mean? Like, he deserves this fight. And so to me, it's hard to strike that balance. I would want AJ Fury all day, or AJ Wilder if Wilder wins. I want that all day, but I just don't want to leave these guys in the wings.
But it's like, don't talk to me about like boxing rules when there's just so many and so many belts. Like, if we're going to streamline it, then we need to streamline it all together. Because if not, then you're just holding fast to one rule that meets your opinion right now. And then again, we can be fickle and funny and then say, oh, let's keep this rule or let's change this rule based on what we want next. You see what I'm saying?
You killed that. Yeah, you're absolutely right. You killed that.
As far as Wilder, Whyte, I think we need to look at it the same way Dominique said. Eddie and Fury both made "Who Are You" videos. People didn't know who they were, right? Allegedly. Whyte is not known. Did you know, Enrique, that he fought here in America already?
Nah, I know the only fight was with him and Chisora. That's where I discovered him. They had a dog fight.
And that's what I'm saying. How is he known or worthy of an opportunity if he's already fought in America? He's already made a pro debut. Well, when AJ came over to make a U.S. splash, it was a huge thing. Now, I don't understand. Like, this dude fought on someone's undercard over here.
It's a business side.
He fought Malcolm Tan out here.
Exactly.
Like, how is he supposed to make this huge, big debut with a Malcolm Tan? Like,
bro, listen. The thing is this, man. You guys, the longer you do this, the more you'll understand that the UK is small, but they have a unity about them when it comes to boxing that is unreal.
Everything. MMA, everything.
So, a guy like Dillian Whyte that is virtually unknown, okay? They're in the chat arguing how he's known in the UK, but he's got 200,000 followers. It makes no sense. AJ
383.
AJ
almost 400.
AJ had like 1 million and something coming out of the Olympics. You know what I'm saying? So it's impossible. But they can campaign for this man. They will, be in the chat and on the forums and on Mauricio Suleiman's Twitter and Instagram, and they'll make a case for him. Look how popular he got 600 days hashtag when it was a complete lie. And that's the problem. Those fight fans belong in the U.S. because they deserve so much more than to follow misleading champions, or should I say non-champions, the truth of the matter is. Why would you be putting out this lie that you've been avoided? Like, you've been offered all these shots. It's like, why should we all of a sudden now say, no, he deserves his shot, when he could have gotten his shot versus who he really wanted, which was Wilder, not once, not twice, but 3 separate occasions. 3 separate occasions. WBC offered 2 eliminators to go straight into Wilder, and then he himself came over here shopping himself to not only Showtime, which Wilder clarified that all he had to do was get a 1-fight deal when it was offered to him, but also Top Rank. So this is a guy that is using the fan base and the media to get him more popular. But he doesn't really want those opposition. He doesn't really want the shot that he's crying for. He doesn't really want it. He could have fought Brazil in an eliminator. He could have fought Ortiz in an eliminator. You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you want? You could have signed for 1-fight deal with Showtime when you went to see Espinoza. No, you want to use the
Those are for eliminators.
And what does an eliminator mean? You get the next. You get the next.
Mandatory now?
He's mandatory now, but that's what I'm saying. So when you was number 1, you saying, "Oh, I'm the mandatory." No, Dominic Brazil is. But do you want to jump him? You could fight him and get Wilder. Nah, I'm good. I'm mandatory.
Why are you acting like you don't understand why he did that? Like, it's the same reason why I'm not agreeing with it. I'm just saying, like, you know why he did that.
No.
Come on, it's the road.
It doesn't matter.
Less
It
traveled.
doesn't matter why he did it. What I'm showing you is that he had opportunities before this particular. Just let me finish so you can get the significance, right?
Promise.
He's had opportunities at his quote unquote shot before. Now, boxing as a community has come so close to a goal that we haven't achieved in how many years? And you want to say, "Oh, now it's time for Dillian." No, hold on, bruh. We was campaigning for you when they said do an eliminator. And then we campaigned when they said do a second eliminator. Then we got excited when you went shopping yourself to Showtime. Now you want us to get behind you and say, "No, he deserves a shot." No, absolutely not. Now you took so long, little boy that cried.
You're painting that road.
Little boy that cried wolf. Now we are not behind you. Now we want undisputed.
Bro, it's the same reason why in true battle, gosh dang it, did we go down? Did I go down?
Yeah, we went down.
We here.
We here? Oh, man, all right.
This thing just, like, took a crash.
He went to the shadow realm.
Yeah, real quick.
Out and it did
No,
something. I don't see you, Mario.
There? No, she's there.
Oh, okay, you all there.
It was a quick in and out. Let's go, Mario. Let's go, champ.
Intrigue did the same thing, right? He didn't want to battle nobody. He knew he could sit and wait and then get his shot. You're not going to say that there isn't a difference between me and somebody else. And I'm not trying to gas myself. I'm just saying it's the same thing. Wilder and Fury and Joshua are completely different animals in the sense that they are as economically valuable as they are tough in the ring. So you want him to fight. You're saying there's a reason. There's the same thing. He should have taken Brazil. He should have taken Ortiz. And his stock would have raised the exact same way if he would have fought Wilder, Joshua, or
Absolutely,
Fury?
his stock would have rose. Think about this before you say that. If he fought, first of all, you could hear me on multiple shows telling White he should have fought Brazil because it could have been a pay-per-view. Then he starts saying me and Brazil could be a pay-per-view. First of all, Brazil was a common opponent with AJ. You already a common opponent with AJ. The UK would have ate that up. So stop it. Just stop it.
I agree. It's like, why do it when we're finally going to get something that we want? Like, timing is everything. And since boxing has trained me that I can be fickle and funny like this, like, I'm going to be fickle and funny.
And this is the thing. Franchise status is like a last alternative, guys. But WBC can clearly tell the media and Dillian Whyte, we are in unprecedented times. No one even knew the word C19 before a few months ago. So the last 4 months that we lost due to C19, we're tacking them on to you. So now you're no longer February. You're June or July. It's not our fault.
Like every other business.
It's not our fault that the world stopped for 4 months, Dillian Whyte and Dillian Whyte fans. So it's not about franchise. Franchise is last alternative for Suleiman. But Suleiman could be really bad and say, yo, take this 4 months. Add that. Whatever we lost, add that to your sentence. Simple. But why should we as fight fans have to wait for Undisputed when the whole world was on pause because of Corona? That's exactly what this is about. It's not WBC franchise status because we want it. It's because of coronavirus pushing us back. now pushing the Wilder Fury fight that was supposed to happen in July, so that winner of Wilder Fury could fight AJ in December, so that White could get a shot in February. C19 did that, not WBC, not Nestor Gibbs. So you can say bias, you can say whatever you want.
Fans have to pay for it.
Exactly.
Yo, listen, I hear where you're going with this, but I think that you're trying to use a nuke to destroy, something that could be taken out with like an AK. You know what I'm saying? Like you're trying to create this franchise belt to avoid a situation where the WBC could just take a vote and everybody would understand. Look, we had some unprecedented times. Every mandatory is going to be pushed back 6 months to a year, whatever. Right? I don't think that anybody, I mean, obviously the mandatories would have a problem with that, but I don't think anybody wouldn't understand.
Yeah,
I know that was a double negative.
Exactly. Of the time.
Yeah, exactly.
But if you call it the franchise belt, that's the problem that you have.
Exactly, because then that creates an entirely different realm. Okay, that's the Avengers taking out a stone and then creating a branch timeline. That's what happens with the franchise belt. It ends up becoming a totally different monster.
Mario, the problem is today, believe me, the problem today is people cannot separate the title from the conversation. And even you're stuck on franchise belt. Nestor Gibbs and Dominique have given you options. She said step aside money. I said franchise status. Now I just said add the 4 months we lost to the back. We're looking for solutions, but the truth of the matter and the reality is, come February, Dillian Whyte might be mad because he will see Fury Wilder get franchise status. Because if Mauricio Suleiman will give it to Lomachenko just to make Teofimo, a unification, that wasn't undisputed. Remember, there's not all the belts on the line versus Vasil. There's still another belt out there. So he did it for that fight. Canelo, that wasn't undisputed when Charlo was the mandatory, and he did it for that. You're going to tell me we didn't have undisputed in the heavyweight division in how many years, and he won't give franchise status? Man, get out of here, guys. I'm giving you the reality before it happens, and you mad at me. You shooting the messenger for telling you the truth. I'm not saying I'm advocating for WBC franchise status. I'm telling you our future, this is what it holds if we don't get it right now. If we don't handle Dillian Whyte today, Tyson Fury Wilder winner will be franchise champion tomorrow. Because Dillian ain't taking step-aside money, Dominique. If Pulev ain't taking it, neither is Dillian.
Yeah, he ain't taking it.
The one thing that would, in your rant, the one thing that, or not the one thing, that was a great, you made a lot of great points, but the one point that struck a nerve with me that I think is kind of poetic justice, because I look, regardless of what I'm saying about White, I wanted him to fight those guys, Brazil, Ortiz. The one thing that would be poetic justice if they did create a franchise belt and Dillian Whyte would end up having to face one of those guys for the WBC belt anyway, that would be probably the most poetic justice that you could have seen in this situation. I just think Dillian Whyte deserves a shot. I really do. And I think that he beats one of those guys. I think he beats AJ or Wilder or Fury. He beats one of them, and it's probably not Fury. So he beats either AJ or Wilder, I think.
Dillian Whyte, when asked to fight an eliminator with Luis Ortiz for a shot at Wilder directly.
No one knows him. Speaks no English.
All right then. So if you can think of business, so can Nestor and the fans. No one knows you. You are an Englishman. That's the simplest thing I can tell you. If no one knows Luis Ortiz, who's done a pay-per-view with Deontay Wilder and who took Deontay Wilder over the top, well, then no one knows you. No one knows you.
So the problem with Luis Ortiz is that he spoke no English, and the problem with Dillian Whyte is that he's too English. I'm just kidding.
I mean, it is what it is.
Luis Ortiz, Luis Ortiz just been so quiet all the time in the media. Dillian Whyte, yeah, he's a great guy, man. I mean, I remember when I first met him and all. He's always been a great guy, but he's never been that guy that's gonna polarize through the sport. You know what I mean? Just because of that communication issue. Dillian Whyte's all over the place, and that B sample shit put him out there more than ever. You know what I'm saying? Even though it was bad press, call it what you want, but there's no such thing as bad press, I guess.
And I love Dillian Whyte. Let that be known. Like, that is something that he doesn't know. Like you can see me in interviews in Deontay Wilder's gym, laying in the ring like, champ, give us that fight, please. Champ, they offered you $8 million for that. If it's easy work, take them out, please. Like I've always wanted that fight, and I still want that fight. And I love that White is Clubber Lane. He know he listened to the show. That's why he blocked us. Because he know he listens to the show. He's done everything I tell fighters to do. He stalks you on social media. He Clubber Lanes you in public. Like, my man is the truth.
He ain't scared either.
But you gotta wait your turn, just like everybody else. It's just that simple. It boils down to that. Listen to me. Don't talk. Listen to me. Listen to me. Listen to me. Don't talk about. Don't talk about working hard. You had a shot at AJ when he was fucking Bambi in the sport. When he was Bambi, you didn't do it. You didn't do it. So chill, bruh. Fall back. Let other dudes get shots. You had your shot at the king, la creme de la creme. He knocked you out, spark out, as UK's dudes like to say. So chill, champ. I know you're trying to get back, but chill. Like, ever since you lost, stuff took place.
Go ahead,
Period. Exactly. Everything is not the same. But Mario, so you really think Dillian Whyte beats Wilder or Fury?
I think he beats Wilder or Joshua. I'm certain he can beat Wilder, and I think he can beat Joshua.
How do you think
I don't think he beats
Wilder?
Fury. I think he can beat Wilder because I think when you look at Wilder's greatest weapons, it's not like he's going to be able to really set the trap for a guy like White who goes in there and he's a bull. You need someone like Fury that can keep him at bay, that can use the distance and, snipe from far away. I think Wilder gets too close, he gets put out. I think the same exact thing with AJ.
Yo, Derek Old Man Chisora was beating Dillian Whyte for 6 rounds. And even if you don't believe that, Derek Old Man Chisora merited a rematch. Merited
Stop saying old man. What are you talking
about?
Merited
a rematch. Just that.
Super chat. Let him get a super chat.
Nola Danke says Dominique bullying y'all. Laughing emoji.
Not true.
Yo, old man, you're painting a narrative.
There's more than one.
Like
there's more than one.
If he's not a
hold on, champ.
There's more than one.
There's more than one.
I'm sorry.
We got Michael Buffer, who says, nice speech, Ness. Tell White to grab some jerk chicken. I mean, we could share a plate of jerk chicken. I prefer jerk pork, but I
prefer oxtail.
Oh, it's over. It's over. It's over. Yo, Stone Bone, me and Stone Bone no longer friends. He about to call in like, oh, come on, Aki, what you doing? Yo,
eating that swine?
Yo, listen, I know people don't like pork, but jerk pork from Jamaica is next level in the grill. I mean, if you ain't never been.
Yeah, but their pigs are different, man.
I hope so. They taste different.
They got like real good.
Yo, overtime.
I lived in a family.
After do me, that's overtime.
Overtime.
Yeah, true.
Anyway, pigs are different.
But yeah, listen, I'm very curious to hear what everybody else has to say about this because it's a very complicated issue. On one side, you have the richest fight in probably recent history. Might not eclipse Pacquiao Mayweather, probably won't, but definitely up there. It'll definitely hit.
Well,
top
the article I
five
sent you guys, they're projecting $150 million for.
I saw that
for whoever fights AJ in December.
And I think that's a very conservative number, to be honest with you. So, and then on the other side, you're talking about what's right. And I believe in Dillian Whyte, but that doesn't mean everybody has to. So
Styles makes fights, bro.
That's
Somebody
true.
just said it on the chat, and that's why I believe you when you say certain things. You know what I'm saying? Like facing a Wilder, and so what if he had trouble with Chisora at one point, man? Chisora's a dog, and
he's a dog.
And sometimes it's good days and bad days in the office. All right, Wilder showed us that can happen. All right, so so
did Chisora when Vlad knocked him out. And David Haye knocked him out.
Though. Like,
and David Haye knocked him out.
Knocked out by a bum.
I know.
David Haye knocked him out.
Best heavyweight in like 30 years, or I guess 20 years. Like, he was the number one guy there. Like, nobody competed with him. What are you talking about?
Really? So David Haye was the best heavyweight at one point?
I didn't say that. I said Vlad.
He had a lot of clout.
Well, David Haye knocked him out too, champion.
David Haye was pretty good.
He was a small heavyweight all the time.
He was a small heavyweight.
He was a cruiserweight moving up and knocked him out.
Yeah, problems with his toes.
Yo, David Haye, let me explain something. You think Dillian Whyte beat Derek Chisora? David Haye beat him so bad, he knocked him out and made him sign to him. Now he manages him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Chisora was always a guy who had like these weird spells. You know what I mean?
Ain't Chisora fought Vitaly, not Vlad?
Was it Vitaly? Oh, it was Vitaly. You're right.
It wasn't a unanimous decision.
Slapped him.
He slapped somebody.
Vitaly.
He slapped one of them and
real
spit
quick,
water in the other's face.
Super chat from LV Slugger. He says, when we get Wilder versus Whyte next year, Whyte will be another first-round highlight on Wilder's resume. Stay tuned, hashtag two-time.
Yo, let me say
the problem
something
is people
real
looking
quick.
at Wilder
Shinobi.
as some sort of bum. Sorry, Enrique. As some sort of bum because he lost to Fury. Fury's the number one heavyweight. Always been considered to be. Emmanuel Stewart, rest in peace, told us what he was going to be. Like, people have talked about Fury. We as Wilder fans, I as a Wilder fan, believed that the power would, do it. But I always told that it'd be his toughest fight, and he just proved it.
Look, there's history of fighters taking step aside money. That's unfortunate that the mandatory has to take it because the fight that is bigger than him needs to be happening because there's money to be made. Golovkin took step aside money. I think someone else took step aside money in 2015. I forgot who else, but I know Golovkin.
Adrian Broner took step aside money so that we could get 2 Marcos Maidana Mayweather fights.
Right. So there you go. It has to happen. And Golovkin took step aside money for Cotto to fight Canelo. At the time, Canelo was bigger than Gennady Canelo. Tongue twister. Was I clear on that? Damn. $800,000 is probably what Dillian Whyte could get to not fight.
I mean, maybe.
And why not take that?
Maybe.
Just take it. Go on vacation. Get some jerk pork.
He might get more than that, to be honest with you, because Wilder.
Yeah, he'll get more because that's a way bigger
Wilder
fight.
was offering Bermain Stavern $600,000 so he could fight Luis Ortiz. So definitely he could get more than that for this to allow the biggest fight in boxing history to take place. But we're going out to the callers real quick. We want to hear obviously your take. Mario, you want to give a quick summarization of what we're discussing before I go to the sponsors?
So we were talking about the fact that all signs point to Dillian Whyte being the mandatory for the WBC title, for which Fury and Joshua will be fighting later this year in February 2021.
Whoa.
Which would essentially
Fury
push
Wilder, bro. Stop projecting.
I said Fury Wilder.
You said Fury Joshua.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I meant Fury Wilder, which would push a Joshua versus winner fight back. Bob Arum has come out and said that he's tired of mandatories that make meaningless fights for his marquee fighters, despite the fact that Pulev is fighting AJ next. And yes, we're just discussing what should be the solution. Should we go to a franchise title for Wilder Fury so that the winner can sidestep Dillian Whyte and fight AJ? Should the WBC postpone mandatories for 6 months to a year to allow the bigger fights to take place? What should happen? Call in, let us know, chop it up. We want to hear from you.
We're going out to the commissioner, Sony, Cincinnati. Oh, actually, let me do this real quick.
Remember to rate us 5 stars on iTunes.
These calls are brought to you by El Camino Electrical Services, experts in electric vehicle charging stations. For consultations and turnkey installation, visit us at elcaminoelectricalservices.com.
Sony, what up? Good morning. Stone Bone, Colorado.
Ness, Dillian, I can't remember for sure, but babe, I think it was Ndongo versus Crawford that Dillian Whyte fought on the undercard. It was I don't think it was Khan. I think it because he came to Nebraska, so it was Ndongo, and he fought at like 5:00 in the p.m. Like when we was like outside chilling, Dillian Whyte was fighting. So if he was a known fighter, he wouldn't have been fighting no 5:00 on the undisputed the fight for undisputed. And listen, we can keep saying he deserved this, he deserved that. I always said Shannon Briggs deserved to fight too, but he failed drug tests when he got the opportunity. Dillian Whyte failed a drug test. So why don't we say Oscar Rivas deserve a rematch? I don't hear nobody saying that. He just looked like trash against Vok. Come on, man. And now all of a sudden he can beat AJ Mario. We saw what AJ did to him. When AJ hit Dillian Whyte, he was laying there looking like he forgot that he was in a boxing match. He looked scared after that. He already got knocked out by AJ. So all of a sudden, without even fighting a top-level fighter, he fought, like Ness said, old man War Tresor.
Yo, you gotta get yourself a boomerang. My man is I'm telling you, I don't know if I nominated him. I done forgot now, but definitely my caller of the year vote gonna go.
I mean, Shannon Briggs was a long stone throw, but I get it.
I just want to ask this one question. Since they fought last, who has seen more development and who's stepped levels in their game in specific fights? AJ? Okay. I would argue that we've seen AJ be more vulnerable. Even in fights he's won, there are things that he didn't do.
Check this out.
Who looked better? And I would argue that Dillian Whyte has it's not just style, it's approach, it's everything in the ring that he does is better and more ferocious than he did it 5 years ago, 6 years. What are we even talking about?
Hey, Mario, you are gonna get better.
Common opponent Joseph Parker, who did it better?
Okay, sure.
Answer.
Yeah, AJ.
Oh, okay. So there you go.
That has improved.
No, it proves.
We're not saying that.
It's the answer to your question. You specifically said who's improved more since the loss.
I'm sorry.
They get a common opponent. One dude dethrones him, becomes unified. Then you go and fight his leftovers, and you're hanging off the top rope like clothes in a summer day.
No, I'm sorry. I misinterpreted. I thought you were trying to make the really, really, really dumb argument that A beats B, C, so C eats. So
No. They both fought him. That's all. But we're going to Kingborn, Brooklyn. Talk to me.
Let's go Dr. Info Joe. So anti-poor, so New York. Y'all wildin' this morning. You know what I mean? Hey, yo, Cass, your new rap name should be Too English. Too English. Let me tell you something, man. Yo, Dillian Whyte, this is for you. You better just take that step aside money. Get your vitamins, get your niacin, your minerals. Stay away for 4 months and let Wilder knock you the spark your cold out. Because that's all that's going to happen. We know it. You know Dillian Whyte is the super ducker. That's Dipset right there, y'all. I'm out.
Yo, he called them Dipset, like dip off on that fight.
Yeah. Yeah, I love Kingborn.
We got some good callers emerged in the last 12 months. We're going out to Shandu alumni, 10-year vet almost. What up, Shandu?
What's up, my brother? What's up? I can't really talk right now. I'm at work, but I'm enjoying the show.
You the champ, man. Yo, we gonna have to give him the Diamond Award. Remember Eminem got Diamond? That's when you go 10 times platinum, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, once we hit 10 years, he's automatic the first person. He's been listening since I started. I mean, I'm sure there's other people, but I know he's been listening since I started.
Definitely. Super chat from Trenton Jones. He said, "Don't forget, he said Whyte beats Wilder. #dork." All right, bro. I got your dork when we can make that bet. All right. I got PayPal, Cash App, but I know because you're talking greasy. that means that you're going to give me odds because White's trash, right?
Yo, here goes Mario.
What kind of shot you
Here goes Mario again. This is Mario.
Give me 5 to 1, 6 to 1, 7 to 1. What are you going to give me, Trent? Call in, all right? Call in, and you let me know how much you're going to give me because White's so trash. It can't be a 50-50 bet. It can't be.
This is my metaphorical interpretation of what he just said, right? Mario's a fighter. And he's got a Margarito style, and he's telling Floyd, yo, when we fight, stand and fight. That's what you're saying right now.
I'm saying that
you saying you want the bet, but give me odds. Talking tough, but asking for odds.
He's talking
if
tough.
Your man is the bad guy, you don't need no. I don't need no odds on Wilder. I don't need none.
All right.
Your man could be knocked out. That's all.
Don't let them talk you into that. You should get eyes if he think he don't let them talk you into that.
Get trying to take money out my pocket.
We going to Harlem. Greatness, what up? I hope it's not too early. Every time we go to him early, he not ready.
Nah, that's a fact, Ness, man. But I actually
good night's sleep last night, man. So I'm good, man. How y'all living?
We good. Blessed, man. Good morning.
Blessed, man. That's for sure, man. That's for sure. I didn't catch too much of the show. I can't lie about that. But we talking Fury Wilder 3, and that's what I like to see, man. Saying that he could be a franchise champion, I got to put more thought to that because I'm not a fan of the franchise champion. I feel like that could tarnish a champion's legacy in a sense. But I got to do more homework on that. However, White with Joshua. This ain't no jab at White, but if I'm not mistaken, I thought we established that White wasn't a mandatory, like he wasn't even part of the conversation anymore. I think one of the guests mentioned that, if I'm not mistaken.
I mean, he's definitely a part of the conversation. He's got that status.
Okay. No. If I'm wrong, that's all right. But I did think that I thought somebody had mentioned that White wasn't a mandatory, like they proved like he never was a mandatory or something.
Oh yeah. You mean he wasn't a mandatory until after the Oscar Rivas fight. Yeah, that he was faking it. Yeah. We all know that. We got a couple super chats here. We going out to, I think you got the Louisville Slugger one. Yes, you did, right? No? Yes, 2-time, #2-time. Stay tuned, yes. Then we got to go to Stu Boxing in the UK, right? Says, Ness, stop referring to yourself in the third person. Then we got another one from that one white boy in Texas that says, happy Friday, stay safe, health is wealth, gym up. Shout out to that
real man, gym up, man.
Don't forget to join us on Patreon at 10:45 a.m. for another episode of Overtime, where we're going to be discussing Lil Boosie Badass's gladiator-style rules for his new backyard boxing league. 5 rounds, 5 TKOs. 5 knockdowns is a TKO. So, and I mean, the rest of his interview when he was putting it out, very raunchy. So we're going to be discussing that.
I can't wait to talk about this because I'm gonna dice this whole shit up, bro. What's wrong with Boozy, man? He trying to kill motherfuckers out there.
Yo, he trying to get that money, yo.
I get Boozy, man.
Yeah, he's offering purses even to the losers.
Tell him to come merge with freaking Border Wars, man. He's wildin'.
Yo, we might have to reach out to him, man. But yo, I hope you guys heard the interview from where it started, because he, like I said, that interview gets real raunchy. So it's some questions I want to ask y'all that were asked to him. But 10:45 a.m., patreon.com/The Boxing Voice. We're going to get on out to Info Joe in California. What up?
Mr. Info Joe.
This portion of the show we call In the Know, presented by my brother.
Yo. Good morning, TBV family. What's up, my boxing brothers? Good morning, my boxing sister. Hey, Dominique, you great. You're a great asset to the show, and your voice is like here in heaven.
Oh, thank you.
Hey, he said that about me too, so don't feel that special. No, I'm kidding.
Hey, good to have the ladies on here. Shout out to the real nicer chick. I'm hoping that you call in too and get whip these guys in shape also. Far as the topic, I don't want it, no franchise belt. Take step aside money. Although I would love to see. That's one of the guys I want to see Wilder knock out, man. Almost, it's kind of even with AJ with those two. But take the step aside money, go take a vacation, and we'll see you once again, man. But no franchise belt, that's for sure. Let's get this unification going.
Cut it. Joe, we love you. Izzy, Oklahoma, what up?
Nothing back on those terms I sent, by the way. I don't know what's going on with the French toast.
Oh, snap. What you trying?
Wednesday.
I sent it to Doomy. He ain't replied. Maybe he got cold feet, man.
TBV. Well, what terms? What you sent that on the host chat?
Bro, same one that we all in.
I didn't get nothing. I didn't see nothing.
Maybe I missed it.
You didn't send it to no chat that I was a part of.
Yo, stop stunting, bro.
I got Mario Munguia sending me something. 2 rounds, 90 seconds. I don't know.
That was mine for Intrigue. Man, he's so forgettable. I forgot his name.
Izzy is all right. Izzy is all right, champ. I show up like Brad Pitt and Troy. You feel me? I'm gonna be chilling with the ladies and shit on the bed, drunk. I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna go slaughter that giant warrior that you think you are.
Put your pants on and just.
Yeah. I'm like, wah! Is there no one else?
I'm glad you put your pants on first. I'm glad that's going first.
Well, you can only see him from the half up, so I guess it really don't matter.
I don't trust nobody who zooms without pants.
That was an ill scene, though. But yeah, man, Izzy, I'm gonna read the terms, and I'm pretty sure.
What were? Why don't we just?
I sent it to y'all. Just look it over.
Okay.
We'll get him an answer by overtime, Izzy. No problemos. Jay, Colorado, what up? Jay from Colorado, just listening. We going out to. Oh.
It was good, Ness.
What up? Good morning.
Champ.
Hey, champ. If you ready, you could go.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, I'm thinking Dillian Whyte, he still doesn't have the name of Fury and AJ. Well, what are we talking about? Is Dillian Whyte a worthy opponent, or is his name up there?
Nah, the fact that we're coming into an area where he may be, where Wilder Fury winner may get franchise status if Dillian Whyte doesn't step aside, because obviously the winner of that fight is going to want to fight AJ for undisputed.
I mean, yeah, that's big facts. They're going to do whatever they need to do to get the big fight first. So I can see them making a loophole like that, but there's nothing Dillian Whyte can do. I mean, he needs to go ahead and accept the fight if they give him a fight. You feel me? He can't be on no holding off stuff. He got to get it when he can get in. But I can see that happening. They do a heavyweight franchise belt, and that'll be one of the worst things that they can do. Like, every franchise belt they come out with is just making more of the blurred lines. And, like, we don't want to see that in boxing. We just want to see the best fight, no matter of the belt. And if they make another franchise, it's just...
That brings me to this perfect question right after TJ Super Chat directed at Mario, who says 5 laughing out loud emojis. Nah. Never said White. No, he said nah. Said never. White ain't trash, but the disrespect for Wilder is obscene. After Wilder wins the 3rd fight, y'all gonna see. Hashtag bomb squad with 3 bomb squad emojis. So... yeah, I don't know what I was going to say before I went to that super chat. I should have just went with that. Since the super chat is written, I would have never got it. We going out to New Orleans, Jay. Oh, that's what I was going to say. Since people don't like franchise, right? Since they don't like franchise, should we put the pressure on White to just simply step aside? Right? Should it be a thing where it's like, come on, White. If you don't step aside, then we are gonna see franchise status because we, the fans, want undisputed.
Mm-hmm. I mean, he knows the inevitable. He just got to fall in line.
You know, so is Mauricio Suleiman really bad when White turns down step aside money? Is you forced his hand. He's trying to give the fans what they want. And again, this is all hypothetical. Mauricio hasn't said this, but this is what seems to be inevitable.
No, take the money, step aside, use it to build your profile. Be mad in public.
Let me go out to J-Mac in the New Orleans. Sony, I got you, brother.
You know how these bitches is in the sport. Total disrespect. Kid has no class, no style at all. I'm a gorilla, I'm a dog. I'm a dog, I'm a gorilla.
The smartest thing you can do is to stay away from Derek.
It can't be the boogeyman if I'm chasing. What you want to bet on?
Bet 100,000 on that.
Let's bet $1 million.
Easy. Let's bet $1 million.
Yo, good morning.
Morning.
How it sound?
Good.
Hey, Doomsday. All I hear is a bunch of talk.
Hello?
Now what the somebody? All I hear is a bunch of talking and just running your lips. You know Izzy coming for that ass, and you know you probably saw that them terms and you tried to get away out of it or something like that. Dominique, you brought up a good point for us people using certain topics to win an argument like Mr. Nestor Gibbs like to do on this show 24/7. Dillian Whyte.
You couldn't win an argument if you started it.
Don't take my call, man. Because you go chop it up, then you go hit the little, play the little thing in a second. Dillian Whyte. I don't care for the dude, man. I hope whoever do win, be it Fury or Wilder, if they gotta take your WBC to keep his ass out the fucking way, go right ahead. Cause all he gonna do is get in the way. He had his chance to fight the Luis Ortiz of the worlds and everything. So now when they win a fight, I don't want.
You see what I'm saying about this man? Did y'all notice live on air the shit he complains about Canelo? He said, I don't care if it takes the WBC for him not to get a shot. I don't care. What does that mean? WBC granting the champion franchise status the same way they did to Canelo. But when it's Canelo,
connection.
No, I told you. And look, and this is what I'm saying.
I didn't catch that.
They can't debate with me. Listen to me. They can't debate with me because when I opened up the show, I said, Dominique, it's going to be interesting to see how many people go back on franchise status now that it's convenient to them. And it's convenient to you, huh? It's convenient to you, huh?
Yeah, I'm looking at all of y'all when it first came out. Oh, franchise, what is this?
Canelo cheating, clenbuterol. Look, he's running from Charlo. Now you want Wilder Fury to run from Dillian because it suits you.
Yo, I didn't even catch that. You're right.
No, I catch everything.
This is arguing the other side, the whole show.
Yo, my man ran into that jab that just
knocked him
down.
Jab.
Yeah,
that was a Dillian Whyte. That was a Dillian Whyte left hook. Take that left hook. J-Mac
walking into the power.
J-Mac who wants a counterpunch now because he feeling mighty.
He coming back with the Dillian Whyte left hook on you, right?
Don't cut him off.
Yo, I didn't run into no jab. I heard the show and what have you. No matter how you want to paint this picture, you said if we talking about undisputed for Tyson Fury fighting AJ or Wilder fighting AJ for you to undisputed and get the belts together. We don't want Dillian Whyte old news, bad news, who ain't really never did anything but be signed with the right promoter. Because the last time I checked, the only time he could have been in the mention, and he got his ass whooped by AJ. So we still talking about a guy. Excuse me. We still talking about a guy who never did anything in the sport, but just to be signed with the right promoter. So if we talking about a unification, I'll say
chill, champ. So now you saying that you agree again with Mauricio Suleiman because you're happy he gave Vasyl Lomachenko the status of franchise because Devin Haney never did anything, right? Because if Dillian Whyte, who fought Joseph Parker, Lucas Brown, help me here, Maurice Vach, who's a common opponent with the whole heavyweight division, he fought AJ, he fought undefeated Oscar. If he ain't do nothing, then what the fuck fuck has Devin Haney done? But I like your bias, champ. I like exposing you. I wake up every morning. I wake up every morning to expose you. Yesterday I said you ain't add nothing, and today all you added was laughter.
If you a heavyweight, you fought.
Finish him.
Biceps, metaphorically killing you over here.
Best radio.
I like that call.
Counterpunch.
Radio I've
Counterpunch.
Great point.
Counterpunch number 2. He don't want to go down. Stay down, champ. Stay down. Counterpunch number 2.
And I agree.
That's the Gibbs. You ain't built to keep me down. You're not. I don't. What you can get loud on here. Once I'm muted, over talking, I can't compete with that. But what I will say this: Devin Haney and Lomachenko ain't fighting for undisputed. We've been trying to get this undisputed fight done and took care of business.
Good point.
So why would you want Dillian Whyte to interrupt it when it can happen? Be it Fury or Deontay Wilder going. So that's why I supported it. Rather going forward, Canelo Alvarez ain't in the same situation fighting for no undisputed fight. He hops around from different weight classes, so don't try to put him in this situation. We talking about a whole different type of animal here. It's gonna come.
So now it's a matter. It was a decent, but now he's putting it on the number of titles on the line. Is what represents whether or not it's a worthy for you to accept or not accept franchise. So it's still a situational, in my favor argument type of thing. You know what I mean? Not my favorite. I mean, like, what suits your argument is when you're gonna say it's okay to take the franchise status. So it doesn't work that way. But go ahead.
Super Trap from Andre Degotu. He says, Degotu, Dylan, take my advice, take the step aside money, plus take Mark, aka Dean, back home to Jamaica, eat some stew chicken. Maurice gonna look out for himself in the WBC bank account. Absolutely true. And then we got another one from Izzy. Oh, god damn it. He has a counter for J-Mac. Come on, Izzy, seriously?
Number 3, J-Mac got his own. He said 1 too, so I don't know if he's gonna retract. But go ahead, J-Mac.
I'm gonna take Izzy. Thank you, Izzy. I'll take that one. I wanted to say this, Maru. What the hell have shown you about Dillian Whyte saying he could beat a Deontay Wilder or a fucking AJ? Well, first of all, he already lost to AJ. And to say he could beat a Dillian Whyte, that's just your hate spewing over into your call and pretty much saying that because Dillian Whyte has never showed us anything to where other than failing a drug test and then coming back looking all flabby and sick like fucking Larry Holmes and shit like that off the drugs to say he gonna beat a top heavyweight. He has not done anything in the sport or the weight class to say that he could beat these top guys. Ness, you can't kill me. You think you be killing me because you got the mute button and you got it over and over, and all you can do is just cut me off. But I'll counterpunch anytime I need to come back.
Yo, doggy.
Yo, he said Larry Holmes.
If I didn't beat you and expose you today, you are deaf and blind. And no disrespect to anybody who is. Okay.
Yo, listen, I just real quick, I'm not saying that, I don't know. Here's the thing. I don't want this to turn into like a Wilder hating thing, and that's what everybody expects. Like, that's not what it is. I've been saying I think Dillian Whyte could be AJ. I've been saying I think Dillian Whyte could be Wilder. I just don't think that look, Fury's game is shut down. He can shut you down and stifle you. And that is the kryptonite for someone like a Dillian Whyte. But I'm sorry, guys that come in and don't have a plan other than to get their punches off, especially that's what we've seen from AJ lately too. It's just, to me, they're different fights than they would have been 4 or 5 years ago. And I think that a lot of times things that y'all say about Dillian Whyte, they're I don't know. I just think that they're outdated. I think that y'all's understanding or the way y'all see those fights are outdated.
No evolution to the man.
There's definitely, you're not going to be the same fighter 5 years from now. So different fight, maybe, but win the fight against Wilder.
Here's the other thing I want to say too. It's not like I'm not saying he squashes either guy. I think they're pretty close to 50-50 fights in my opinion. You know what I mean?
I mean, the guy hasn't lost in 5 years, so
for real, like
when and how long has it been?
And his only losses to AJ.
Like, come on,
I know.
Let me get to Brandon, Cincinnati,
Ohio.
What up? What up, Des? Can you hear me, man? I'm out here in the country. I don't know how the Wi-Fi is out here.
You good, man.
Yeah, you know the trucker life. But I agree with everybody, man. You know I like to go back and forth with Ness and cook his ass, but I agree with him today. I think Dillian White does deserve a shot. Like I always say, you can't tell me Brazil deserved a shot and Stefan deserved the rematch, but White don't deserve a shot. He's done more than both of them cats. But just bad timing for him. But Ness, I want to ask you a question. That's a hypothetical, just to see if you being unbiased. Let's put the same predicament in the welterweight division and put Danny Garcia in Dillian White's shoes. Would you be lobbying for him to take step aside so we can get Bud and Arrow, or would you be on your fanboy shit saying give Danny his shot? That's my call. Y'all keep up the good work.
Nah, I mean, it all depends. I'm gonna be honest with you, Brandon. If you're saying, let's paint it this way: if Earl didn't fight Danny next, went on to fight Pacquiao, got all 3 belts, Danny's the mandatory, and the only thing standing in the way of undisputed with Crawford is Danny being that mandatory. Yup, I'm riding with Danny. Yup, because your boy still ain't faced nobody, and you ain't about to sit on the outside just waiting to get a fucking Willy Wonka ticket like everybody try to do Canelo. I'm consistent. Oh, I'm consistent. When I tell you make your own lane, motherfucker, make your own lane. Don't just sit there waiting. So Earl's supposed to go do all the heavy lifting? Chill, champ. Chill. But you knew that already.
So what's your stance on this then? You want White to get the shot, or you don't want White to get the shot?
He don't.
I ain't take a stance. People are pinning me to one. I ain't never. All I did was motherfucking. I stated the facts, and people pinning me to one because the thing is,
if you had to choose,
franchise champion is a dirty word amongst boxing fans right now. It's like saying your mother right now. So they're not even listening to the conversation. Looking at franchise, I don't want that. But we got a few super chats real quick. We got TJ that says, Ness, Nello went to another division, 175, not 4 undisputed. Totally different, fam. You got to stop the BS. You ain't win the debate. Hashtag you hating Mario. Hashtag better hunted. Hashtag bomb squad 4 emojis. How didn't I win the argument? Like what? Cause you said so now it's only okay to accept franchise when you're gonna undispute. But think about the oxymoron in him and J-Mac's sentence, and I'm gonna earn a counterpunch and I'm gonna earn a super chat from TJ, right? Because J-Mac's gonna want to debate. So the irony in that is you want them to accept franchise status to undispute, but you can't technically undispute because when you accept franchise status, you get a completely different belt, and the dude that was mandatory becomes champion like Charlo, champion like Devin. So how do you really undispute? How do you really undispute? You don't. So we get the fight. We get the fight that y'all want, but we ain't getting undisputed, which is the key word you guys are using for why it's okay. Once again, I am the
There's
champion.
one more super chat from TJ. He says, Miss Dominique say Ohio in the house for J-Mac. 2 laughing emojis. I don't remember her saying that.
Nah, she said it for Brandon. I remember for Brandon.
Oh, yeah, she said it for Brandon. I remember, but she didn't say that for J-Mac. I didn't think. And real quick, so who said it? I think Stu said check the Skype and the Cash App. There's counterpunches waiting. Yeah, it was Stu, or STUK Boxing.
Yeah,
Stu Boxing.
Yo, talking to Cash App. Remember me to bring that up today, bro. Bitcoin.
Oh man, volatile.
Banana. I don't see no Cash Apps. I mean, yeah, I don't see no Cash App. I'm refreshing. But I do got a message from J Mac. Let me see. He says, you owe Stone Bone a counter. Oh, I didn't even know he counted. What up, Stone Bone? Stone Bone.
What up?
I didn't know you wanted a counter punch, champ.
That was Getty that sent that for me, man. Did you hear me?
Yeah, I didn't even know. I didn't get anything, but I guess he'll clear it up later. Go for it.
Oh yeah. I was just I had went and checked on that Dillian Whyte. That was Malcolm 10 when he fought. Listen, Shakur was 2-0 and Dillian Whyte fought before Shakur. That's how popular that Dillian Whyte is in America. Shakur was 2-0 and he fought David Michael Paz, who was 4-3-1, and Dillian Whyte fought Malcolm 10, and that shit was like 5 o'clock in 5 p.m. We were still outside smoking when he came out from winning his fight. And Mario, how can you say that Dillian Whyte has leveled up since that fight more than AJ when AJ has went on to be the Unify heavyweight champion and Dillian Whyte hasn't even fought a mandatory? How could you possibly say Dillian Whyte has leveled up more than AJ?
Well, first of all, I asked the question is what I did. I asked the question and then I gave the Dillian Whyte argument, and I didn't really give an argument. You're right. I kind of just said it, but I was more posing the question, and Ness even gave me a couple reasons why I shouldn't feel that way, and I agreed. But I don't know. I think it's debatable. I mean, I don't think it's cut and dry at all. I think we've seen plenty of game changes from Dillian Whyte.
Technically, Dillian did fight a mandatory when he fought Oscar Rivas. We going to, damn, it's been a minute. Stunner, what up?
Yo, what's good, man?
What up, man? How you living?
Hey,
you in New York,
good,
man. You safe? You in New York? Everything good with you and your family?
No, I mean, I'm out in Jersey, man.
Oh, okay.
Everything good out here, man. Wasn't it? Nobody was moving out here. But yo, this nigga Dillian Whyte, man, let me cook on him real quick, man. So Mario, why haven't y'all addressed the fact that Dillian Whyte throughout his career has struggled against taller opponents? Very similar to how, Wilder just fought a taller opponent for the first time and struggled. Like, do y'all remember Dillian Whyte versus Robert Helenius?
Sure. Yeah, he struggled.
How did that go?
Unanimous decision. Yeah, right?
Josh was taller than him. What happened there? He got knocked out cold. Was out for more than 15 seconds. All right. And then he just fought a taller guy, Marius Walk. How did that go?
Yeah, okay.
He wasn't himself, he said.
He wasn't himself. So a guy who wasn't himself, who struggled against Marius Walk in his first fight after failing a drug test for Diana Ball, weighed 25 pounds heavier than his previous fight, is going to beat Deontay Wilder.
He told us he was stressed out. Yeah.
Let me ask, when was the last knockdown Dillian Whyte scored?
I think it was
Chisora, yeah.
Yeah, I think it was Chisora.
Nah, wasn't it Joseph Parker fight? He knocked him down.
He didn't knock out Joseph Parker.
No, down. He knocked down Joseph Parker, I think.
Yeah, but Chisora was the fight happened after Parker.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm sure of that.
Wait, so what's longer? Has he been waiting for his shot longer than his last knockdown, or like what's longer?
I mean,
you gotta ask him.
Yeah, but a knockdown isn't an indication of anything, and keep in mind, at least he got knockdowns on the high level. You know what I mean? Like Oscar Rivas knocked him down, but he knocked down Chisora and Parker. You know, Parker actually went down twice. No, wait, it says Parker down in the second round and again in the champ. Now I get what you're saying though. You know, everything is gonna be now mysterious and into question because of the news that came after these fights. But let's go out to California, IA. CYP, what up?
Look, I gotta be gracious because we got a lady on, but I was about to call y'all some scumbags and dirt balls for having me on hold so long. But I'm gonna be polite. I'm gonna be polite because I like Dominique. But listen, man, I'm here to drop them white facts. White turned down the WBC eliminator against Dominique Brazil in 2017 to fight Robert Helenius for more money. That's on him. Okay, cool. You figure back then don't matter to him. Money matters. You did your thing. Brazil was the one who had to wait all that time to get his shot. Brazil was the one who had to wait for Stavern to get his rematch that Wilder didn't want. Nobody from the UK cared about Brazil being the mandatory for 2 years. None of y'all complain. And then my man Dillian Whyte, the only time he ever fight somebody tough, top 10, literally top 10 rank, was Joseph Parker. And my man was holding on for his dear life. When he fought Parker and was holding on for his dear life, Everybody, even in the UK, knew this man cannot beat Fury. He cannot beat AJ. He cannot beat Wilder. That don't make no sense. Yes, he knocked down Parker, but Parker also knocked him down. Yes, he knocked down Rivas, but Rivas also knocked him down. Those are both two smaller heavyweights. Put that man on his...
I don't think Rivas knocked him down, champ. I got it pulled up. Rivas, White down. Damn, you right again. No. Yeah, Rivas knocked him down. Rivas didn't go down. Shout out to Rivas. Sony.
Yo, real quick, joining us on overtime next. Just a heads up to everybody, we are going to overtime.
Yes, in the matter of Sony wrapping it up. Sony. 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 All right, we going to Sid in Orlando.
Take you off a speakerphone real fast. All right, yeah, everybody needs to like the video and subscribe and join Patreon. Hey man, the way I got it, the way I'm looking at this, I just hit Diana Ball White or whatever, you know, and I'm just like, it's crazy how PED chiefs be forgotten and they want to big them up and everything. So Ness, you had called it out. They said that it was convenient, but not convenient for Canelo. But listen, I like that franchise if we're going to have Dillian Whyte, because really he could just sit back and let them do what they do, because he got his guaranteed shot of winning it all at one shot, but he being greedy. So I can't wait for that franchise belt to come with the duck on the front. And Dillian Whyte could keep taking his PEDs and go see Big Baby or something. But that's all I got.
I like the Big Baby fight. Him and Dillian Whyte, they've had a little rivalry too. But Dillian Whyte, that's what I like about him. He makes a beef with everybody. We going to Boomerang, J-Mac, New Orleans.
I don't know if Sid was we can talk on the back call. He ain't called nothing out. I just listened to the topic of the show. The WBC championship belt, or whatever that duck belt is, should be designed for situations like this. Not like for the Canelos of the world who likes to duck, hide, cheat, fail 2 drug tests, come up with all these rehydration clauses and shit and stuff like that, and avoid certain fights. Not Lomachenko, who trying to fight and unify a young champion in the division and try to get out of the fight. But for a heavyweight title fight, in which we've been around the sport, knowing how long this fight been brewing, I think it should be designed to protect situations like this from happening. So you ain't exposed nothing, to be clear. And I forgot my last topic. Oh, Mr. Dillian Whyte. Why are we even talking about him? The dude hasn't done anything in the sport. The only reason why he's in the top because he's one of the guys. The heavyweight ain't loaded like.
So why do we talk about Jamal Charlo fighting Canelo if Dillian Whyte ain't done nothing in the sport? He is the mandatory. He earned this shot. You keep showing your bias, man. You keep showing. I wonder if Wilder didn't have a rematch, would he be wanting Tyson Fury to get franchise status? Imagine Wilder wasn't in this equation. Would he really want franchise status? Because it seemed like anybody not named Devin or Charlo, you cool with it. Like, now is all of a sudden, no, I don't know. This is so strange for me, but we got a counterpunch from CYP.
Yo. You know what? You know me, I always keep the files and keep the receipts. So somebody tell me I'm lying. He wasn't mandatory for 2 years. Let me read this out for y'all. In April 2018, the WBC ordered Whyte to fight Ortiz as a final eliminator to determine Wilder's second mandatory after Brazil. In April 2018, the WBC ordered Whyte to fight Ortiz as a final eliminator to determine Wilder's second mandatory after Brazil. April 2018. Brazil was the one waiting for 2 years. Don't ever call me a liar on this stupid ass show. My credibility ain't never up for question. I don't lie. Boxing ain't serious enough for me to be lying every single day. CYP out.
Man, why they always shooting the messenger? Now we the stupid ass show. Damn.
The show's not stupid.
I know. Hurting Dominique feelings like that. Damn, yo. Listen. So there's quite a few people. We got a counterpunch again from J-Mac. Third one. Actually fourth with Weber.
Hey, First of all, you say pave your own way. Bud already paved his way. He moved up to the weight division. He got a belt. He was undisputed at the weight division under. That means something in the sport of boxing. He moved up in his first fight and got a belt. So he can walk on arrow tree and say, hey, what's up? So he already did it. Dillian Whyte ain't did nothing like that. He got his ass whooped. The best known fight for Dillian Whyte is getting his ass whooped by Anthony Joshua. He came nowhere close. For Charlo been champion at 154 and 160, weight class that Canelo fat ass for that and ran and avoided him and never fought him. So how you can say in the same sentence, Jamal Charlo haven't did anything to get a fight?
I mean, I'm just repeating what you saying. You saying if Dillian fought all the people he fought and he ain't earned his mandatory shot, then what about the other guys? You know what I mean? I just don't get it. And you talking about, oh, he a champion. All right, well, cool. Devin's a champion, but people want to see him in a fight. We wanted to see him in with Javier. We dying to see him with Broner, anybody, because he ain't been in there with anybody, but he's a champion. You know, he's a champion. There's other champions out there like that ain't been tested yet. I mean, Shakur just became a champion, right? He had a vacant title shot versus Joet Gonzalez, and he ain't been tested yet, right? Has he been tested to the degree that boxing fans prefer? No. So, I mean, I don't know, man. There's a kind of argument to all that, you know? But, all right,
Trent Jones, by any chance, on the super chat?
Let me see. Let me double check. We extending this show for sure. They making sure we keep talking today. Pushing our overtime back. Let me see here.
Yeah, man. And if you guys don't know, usually we go to OT about this time, stretching it out a little bit for our YouTube family.
Hold on one
we will
second.
be going to overtime. OT.
We got TJ who says, okay, Unify still different. Plus, White ducked eliminators. Did Charlo? Did Haney? Again, give all facts, not convenient. P.S. I'm asking you to say Ohio in the house. Oh, he's talking to you, Dominique.
Ohio in the house.
Yo, that was the other one, too. He said another one. Super chat from TJ said, Miss Dominique, say Ohio in the house for J-Mac.
Okay, Ohio in the house for J-Mac.
So, let me see. I think that's it. I did see J-Mac say something, but I think he's just clarifying that he had a total of 4.
CYP by any chance? No.
He only did one that I know of.
It says CYP CP2. So.
Oh, CP2? That's a new one then. I didn't see that over here. So go for it, CYP on the second counterpunch.
Here we go. In September 2017, Dazn agreed to fight Brazil on the undercard, and WBC sanctioned this bout as the new final eliminator. That's 2017 for Wilder's next challenger. The following month, Luis Ortiz failed a drug test and so was ruled out of the Wilder fight. Dazn was elevated to face Wilder in November, this becoming this mandatory defense. As a result, Brazil agreed to fight Eric Molina. Instead, this bout was sanctioned by the WBC as a final eliminator to determine Wilder's next mandatory challenger after Dazn. You know what's funny? I think it's so funny that y'all don't read. Let me apologize. When I called the show stupid, I did mean it, but I don't mean the host. From the host up, it's not stupid. From the host down, oh, hell yeah, because the chat is beneath me. So that means...
So another counterpunch from J-Mac, making it his 4th of the day. And
thank you for clarifying.
Technically his 5th. And also, CYP, the chat is saying for me to ask you your sources. They saying you just coming on here reading stuff. Who are your sources? So, J-Mac, go for it.
Yo, I'm gonna clear something up. TJ got you saying, Dominique got you saying Ohio because I'll be I'll be messing with him about Ohio on the back call and stuff like that. So you're supposed to be saying it to rub it in. That's why he got you saying it for me.
It's always good luck when I say it.
He
can't change that.
Actually, what he just said cleared up my call for is why certain guys. It's about predicaments. And with the WBC, I'm against the franchise tag, but I'm with it for this type of situation that came out in the sport. I don't think this type of fight should be stopped for a guy of Dillian Whyte and what he has done for the sport. He does nothing at heavyweight for the sport. He can't argue or say he did what Jamal Charlo did at 154 and 160. He can't say he did what Bud did.
So you saying he ain't done nothing at heavyweight, but then you turn around and say he can't say what Bud did. Bud ain't did shit at welterweight.
Nah, I'm gonna tell you what's equal. Sorry, welcome back. I'm gonna tell you what's equal. Dillian Whyte is mandatory. Bud is recognized. So is Dillian Whyte. They're both recognized. They've done things for the sport. They didn't
Bud
get
is
there by
bigger.
cheating.
Bud is bigger. Get out of here. Bud is bigger.
I'm saying Bud is bigger, but I'm saying the recognition exists. I just gave it. I said Bud is recognized champion. Dillian Whyte earned his way there and is recognized as mandatory.
Yeah, he is recognized.
All right,
I recognize him.
now get all tough with the tonality and make it sound true when
Tonality.
it ain't.
Oh, I bit my lip. Tonality. I love it.
I'm fresh off the gym right now. You know, I did the HIIT workout twice.
Damn. No wonder you energetic. You gotta work out
on that.
You gotta work out before the show. You energetic. You back with it with power. Let me double check everything before we get up out of here. Remember, we're gonna keep the conversation going on overtime. We talking Lil Boozy Badasses Backyard Boxing League. We'll give you all the details about that. Jared Lloyd says, "Yo, this guy." Out to that this goes out to that caller, aka the bud tender. That must be J-Mac. When he going to wake up and smell the green beans?
CP3, that's a $5.
That's a super chat.
CYP.
That means super chat number 3 for CYP. After this super chat that you interrupted, that is specifically for J-Mac. He says, "Yo, this goes out to that caller, aka the bud tender. When he gonna wake up and smell the green beans? Bum Crawford ain't do nothing but fight cab drivers. The bum lord needs to fight Ugas."
Yo, Jared be coming through with the only names. I'm like, yo, how does he do it?
Let me go out to oh shit, I was gonna go to you, Huang. Don't go away. J-Mac seems
Huang from the BX.
J-Mac back with number 5. I guess Jared Lloyd got at him.
J-Mac.
Jared Lloyd. I don't even know who the dude name is, but him with that cash res argument fighting Ugas. Ugas has first of all, Bud is a WBO champion. He can fight champions because when you go undisputed in the weight class under, and then you move up in your first fight and and get a championship title, you can fight the rest of the champions. Ugas should be trying to fight the other champions as well. So this argument about what Bud has not done and the guy's got to get in the ring, man. It's the same thing. Like Wilder across the street and fought Fury, Eric across the street and fight Bud in the same note. So this argument about who has Bud fought and what have you is just some fanboy bullshit. Tell Jared Lloyd, go ride a car off the cliff. Don't even talk to me. Don't mention my.
So this what I'm saying. So White fights everybody he needs to fight in his division. Bud doesn't, but because he did something in the division before, it's okay.
Counterpunch 3, CYP.
CYP. Sorry about that. You were supposed to go before J-Mac, I think. Apologies, brother.
No, don't worry about that. Y'all cooking. I told you I love when y'all cook. But anyway, it's on TalkSport.com. All you got to do is type it in, read along. The fact that I've been on this show as long as I've been on, I'm 99% of the time right. Y'all know my credibility is real. Y'all know I am what I am and say what I say. If you think I'm lying, I'll get off the show for good. If what I'm saying ain't true, whoops, that would make no sense because we've already seen this play out. Mauricio himself said Dillian Whyte was not the mandatory for 2 damn years. I don't need to tell you that. You already know that. Y'all can wish Whyte happy successes all you want to. That's fine with me. But it seems to me that only time y'all want Whyte to succeed is if that means Wilder loses something. But when it came to Fury or AJ fighting, it ain't no problem. But now is the chance that Wilder may be the one that gets.
You know, I'm with CYP, man. Let's give people revisionist history, right? Like, when AJ was upset, right? He got upset with Ruiz, and we was over here like, word is ball. Ruiz need to walk away. Oh, let him fight. Let him do this. We wanted more than just AJ rematching. And people like, no, contract. So, like, why has that energy changed? Like, now they want Wilder to accept step aside, but they don't want White to accept step aside. But we do got a White caller, but we got to get to, and that sounded totally bad. I mean, a guy that's gonna call in to defend White. So I see you there, Staff the Don. I'm going to you, Dundada. First, I got to get to my man Huang in the BX. Get that background noise. I know he in the bodega 99% of the time. Get your background noise right. What up?
You hear background noise?
Nah, you
Or
straight
good?
today. You good.
Yeah. I was actually in Dunkin' Donuts. Every time y'all catch me, I'm on some shit. I can't rap or nothing because people be looking at me all crazy and shit. But yo, Enrique, Cash, whatever, I'm a do something and shit. I'm gonna be like your backup and shit. Since you losing the battles or whatever, I want you to like tell me whoever the battle or whatever, and I got your back. Since I know they be trying to picking on you because you're not a
Rap.
freestyler and
I
stuff.
think I heard you rap. You still need a couple
You
rap
didn't hear me
bar
rap. You didn't hear me
visits.
rap. Nah,
You
that
hit
was
the
a
pull-up
slow.
bar a
That
little
was real
harder, I
slow of
think.
me.
And
Let
we
me.
could team up a
Nah,
little
it's gonna
bit.
be
You can
straight
sign to
freestyle.
my independent promotional company.
Yo, he gonna have to spit something.
No doubt, no doubt.
All right, I'm with
Was that? Yeah, but that's tomorrow though. That's tomorrow's show. I'ma do it. I'ma do it. I'ma holler at you guys tomorrow and shit in the morning.
All right,
And
champ.
do y'all do the freestyle with the beats or no freestyle with beats?
No beats, no beats, no
Linking up
beats.
with the body,
Alright.
body power.
But you know what? We could
Ya
start.
sabe, bro. That's it.
Yo, we actually need to have a meeting on that. I think I know a way that we could do the beats. But I mean, just the problem is, because everything is COVID status, everybody's gonna have to be with a mic. That being said, we got a bunch of people jumped in. We got Jonathan. What up?
What up? What up? What up? Top of the AM. I think it's a lot of facts that we overlooking here in this situation with Dillian Whyte and his unification or his WBC. AJ said he not fighting Wilder, win or lose, and B, Wilder said he's never accepting franchise. So if I'm White, technically Wilder has to win for me to get a shot, because if not, then Fury's going to block me out. At least if Wilder wins, he's not going to accept the franchise, and unless unification trumps that mandatory, I got a shot unless I take step aside. So I think those factors need to be considered versus just White just automatically getting pushed out or franchise championship gonna push him out. Wilder said it himself, he would never accept franchise. So that could be White's backdoor into his mandatory shot if Wilder wins. So
cut it. Jonathan, thanks for calling in. Star the Don, aka Star the Fresh. What up?
Yo. Can you hear me?
We hear you.
Yeah, man. Like, I've been listening to the show, innit? And all I keep hearing is people.
Man, champ, look, I don't want you to waste your time. You need to get off that speakerphone, because then, we won't be able to hear you. So I've faded you out, giving you a few seconds to get that speakerphone intact, and then, yeah.
All right, cool. Listen, yeah. So what I'm saying is, deal with the Dillian Whyte thing. People dissing Dillian Whyte, saying, oh, yeah, he don't deserve his shot, yeah? But that brother's beat everybody that's been put in front of him. You see what I'm saying? He beat Reavers, he beat Parker. He was the first to drop Parker and all of this stuff, yeah? And people still saying that he don't deserve his shot, bro. Give that guy, bro. What's wrong with it? I don't understand why people are so against him getting his shot.
Yeah, me neither. Because I think he does deserve his shot.
I get it.
Everybody else gets their shot, but when it comes to White, no one wants him to have his shot. It's weird, bro. Like, are we boxing fans or are we just against one person, fam?
We just been waiting for unification for a very long time.
Yeah, but you know what? With the unification thing, all right, it hasn't come in. It hasn't come about. Like, why should he take step-aside money when he feels that he's been waiting for so long for his shot? Everybody's seen it. Everybody's seen these arguments for how long.
Cut it. Sony for the third time, the commish. What up? You need to get that intro made with Dollar DiBiase. You could go to the old school Biggie, the commish, you know, it slows on.
Remember that?
Just cut that piece, then drop
It's the
your own
commish.
beat. Look, he still ain't ready. I think you don't know how to work with Skype today. Oh, there you go.
Ness, can you hear me?
We hear you.
Oh man, dude, you playing me. All right, so
What?
all right,
I
let me
went to
burn
you
this
3
real. Let me burn this real
times.
fast. Cause I was on Blog Talk. You thought I was on Skype at first. I was on Blog Talk. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Okay. All right. So Dillian Whyte needs to root for Wilder, and I'm gonna tell you why. White needs to hope Wilder wins because Wilder is not a fan of the franchise. So I think Wilder is going to eat Dillian Whyte's ass up. So that's what White needs. But if Fury wins, Bob Arum will talk Fury into taking that franchise title, and then they'll skip over White, and then that's how White is going to lose out. Last thing for Dominique. All right, there's this Hall of Fame basketball player named Dominique Wilkins. If you look up his nickname is the Human Highlight Film. And I think that should be your nickname on TVV because you dunking on dudes. I'm out.
Oh, thank you. People used to tease me growing up and call me Dominique Wilkins. I didn't get it, you know, but used to be like, look, there go Dominique Wilkins. And I never played basketball or anything.
Yeah, they call me Super Mario now. I was never in a video game, so I know how that can go.
Yeah, they
But
call
I
me.
like the nickname.
They called me Enrique Iglesias, so I just changed it to Enrique Church. I did it for them.
Y'all all on the Eminem, man. That's what Eminem did, you know. Looks like we got. Damn, it's a lot of y'all, B. Lids low, what up? We were supposed to go to overtime.
Hey, what's happening, man? Can y'all hear me? I did raining like.
No.
I mean, we heard you
Cracked
and then you
up a
went
little
out.
bit. Oh, okay. Cool, bean. I'm gonna keep it nice and short. You know what I mean? I know y'all overtime and shit. I just want to say, Dominique, you brought up a great point. How boxing turned fans into fickle fans. Shouted, stay thinking like how you thinking and talking the way you talk. I like that, Shouted. Far as this whole thing, I'm not. Oh yeah, you welcome. No problem, Shouted. I don't like Dillian Whyte, but I'm a fair guy, as we all should know. So if he want it, cool. I ain't tripping. Let him get his head whooped. If he don't want it, fine. Let him go off in the sunset and chill at the beach like Dominique said. But it's whatever, clever, man. And as far as Terrence Crawford, y'all know y'all better put some respect on that name. All y'all got his resume talk. I'm out there, count.
Yeah. Nah,
Well, hold on. Ain't no final thought. Well, hold up. Take this personal, even though it's straight at J-Mac once again, Jared Lloyd. With the healthy super chat, by the way. Thank you for both your super chats. Very healthy. He says, why is the bud tender in his feelings? I'm just stating facts. Your man is the welterweight Triple G. The bum lord Crawford has a talent for fighting civilians, not pro fighters. I like that
He
one.
called them the Triple G or the welterweight division.
Damn.
Yeah, man.
Well, that's hater talk all around.
Yo,
that's hating on Crawford.
Hold on. Yo, exactly, Doomy. At least you telling the truth.
Whoa.
Triple G of the welterweight division, not the 140. Yo, Jared Lloyd. Salute champ. Damn, I like that, man. Dropping bombs on.
We need a new
over there in J&J right now.
We need a new intro where it's like the comments of the panel and those in the chat do not reflect all the hosts. Like,
oh,
you know
we got that. We got that. You know what?
Trenton Jones, Shinobi then with $2. Nah, G, you want to never super. What? Nah,
You
G.
was never.
Nah, G, you was never super. And Dominique, my mom's name.
Oh, shout out to your
oh, he's
mommy.
saying, I'm
yo,
not super.
yo, he trying to
That's
play
Dominique.
Mario,
Yeah,
talking about you was never super.
Yo, he's trying to do that thing where he's trying to impress the girl by hating on some other dude. You know what I'm saying?
Man, don't you hate?
Yo, that's lame game,
hold up.
Game,
He's back.
oh, God.
J Mac. Am I right?
The champ is here.
Jared Lloyd. Dude, finish listening to your Negro Fight fans, your Fag 9 boxing channels, and all them other niggas over there, because you just all you doing is regurgitating the shit that they say on a regular basis and stuff like that. Hey, look, man, I'm not even gonna address him. I'm tired of the Bud argument, man. Bud trying to fight the dude who got the belts. How about that? Let's just talk about that. When he smoked Errol Spence out, we ain't gonna have shit to say. Ain't gonna be no discussions. I cannot defend this no longer, but I know that all they gotta do is get in the ring. So all that who he should fight, he trying to fight the dude who got the belts. He a champion trying to fight the dude who got the belt.
How about that?
That was his AJ coming back from Ruiz and taking the safe route, but he's absolutely right. That was the best counter he could have had.
Well, to be the best counter, try to refrain from you. I know I used a bunch of curse words. I'm just saying, I know we all get hot, but we got it together. Try to stop cursing. We're going out to Brandon Maurice is Brandon in Cincinnati, and he's got a counterpunch. So the counterpunch was invented when the conversation is hot. You want to jump right in. So I know, Enrique, you've been trying to get your words off. I want to let you go, but at the same time, understand how the counterpunch works. Go.
Combo breaker.
You need a soundboard.
No, you're good. All right. You was in a boom. We going to Brandon. Talk to us. Counter punch.
Yo, what up? Can you hear me?
We hear you.
Yeah, this is a direct invitation to Jared Lloyd, since he is always super chatting, he doesn't call in. Stay on to the after show and say that shit in by voice, my brother. Don't keep talking about it through super chat. Stay on after calling. Let's debate. Hood resume and all that good shit. And you will end up like the last cat that came back there talking that crazy shit. We cooked him. He ain't been back there since. So yeah, that's my challenge to you, Gerald Lloyd. Call in, brother. Don't be scared, man. But other than that, yeah, everybody like the show. Subscribe to the channel and subscribe to me and my wife, the OnlyFans, man. Y'all support the TBB, brother. Subscribe to my OnlyFans channel I just made. I'm on there slinging some rhymes.
Yo, and I didn't cut you. I cut you at your allotted 45 seconds. My man over here promoting that OnlyFans. I hear you, champ. You should.
I didn't catch that. I heard.
I was like, huh?
Yeah,
I didn't hear that OnlyFans.
Yo, CJ.
But yo, just a message for J Mac through a chat. They siding with him. A person named Rocks_504 was like, J Mac, and he clapped at him. Meaning,
yo,
like,
Trenton Jones.
Go ahead.
Happily married dog. Stop it. Hashtag uplift queens. Hashtag
Shout out. Shout out.
I was just kidding, bro.
Ohio.
Don't get serious.
Listen,
and shout out to marriage.
Where was I going with this?
For real.
So this is my take.
I'm happily married too. So
you see what I'm saying?
I feel him. I got
share the love.
This
Shine
is
the light.
we got another one from Louisville Slugger. He says, "Blog Talk not up," and
reset it, refresh it.
No. It's over, bro. I mean,
right now.
Remember, we were scheduled.
We went too long.
We were scheduled for overtime, so that's a limit.
LV Slugger on the super chat says, "Block Talk not up." Is that what you just read?
I didn't finish it.
You didn't hear that. Go ahead.
He said,
"Block Talk not up," and we will get Wilder versus White next year because Eddie and AJ will duck once Wilder knocks Fury out. Wilder's about to expose them.
Yo, this is my final thought. Boxing is one fight at a time, you know what I'm saying? And the big money fight makes sense. Step aside, Dillian Whyte. It's, the business right here is making that fight, the AJ versus the winner of Fury Wilder. So,
yeah, I'm a piggyback off you, so I don't got to repeat nothing. I'm with you on that. Like, step aside to allow the fight to happen. I know everybody got a counter argument to that, but I'll end it with Jared Lloyd won the debate. The mere fact that J-Mac's final counterpunch was 7 curse words in a 10-word sentence, and Brandon, who's an alleged caller nominee's counterpunch was, "Hey, stop typing and come talk that shit in the back call," which means y'all can't debate with his words. One needs to curse and the other needs to come on the back call to yell over you. Jared, salute again. Double bomb on the outro, I swear. Salute.
Yeah, man. Follow me, TBV_casual fan. That's my Twitter handle as well as my YouTube channel. And Mr. 704, welcome to my Patreon page. Watch the video, thumbs up all of them. Make it real popular. Boxing Fan Apparel is the Patreon page. Boxing Fan Apparel is the website. All right, peace.
And you can catch me on Alex_Doomsday_LAINEZ on TikTok and Twitter. Catch me on Twitter. Whoa, Alex
Combo breaker. Guess who's back?
Who? He said who? Like,
is it us again?
Hey, look, I'm on. Let me go. Hey,
yeah,
look.
you there?
The bell been rung.
Yes, I know what you're trying to do, but it's all good. You got you another $5 out me. That's cool. That's $35 for the day. That's cool. Hey, I'm not worried about Jerry Lloyd. Like Brandon gave him a full invite. Come back there. Let's not chat. I can't chat with a typer.
Why? Why? They still words.
No, let's get back on there. We're gonna have a friendly debate. Or we call it a verbal beatdown, because that's what's gonna happen. And nobody got to jump nobody back there. It could be a one-on-one. Like Brandon said, the last guy that came back there, he just started saying some crazy stuff and it spewed over to him getting
too much yelling. Hey,
J-Mac,
Jared, I don't recommend it. I'm sorry, Myra. I don't recommend you go back there. There's a lot of yelling. Everybody's off mute. No one has microphones. People are driving. Others are in stores. Some are working.
Reminds me of the donut.
That is only the strong. And of course someone can win a debate back there because you got 10 other people off mute. Like, who wants to stick around for that audio quality? Absolutely not. Jared, keep winning your debates.
First of all, don't say that, because I feel like I would have scored that last round for J-Mac. I don't think there's anything wrong with saying, look, I'm not going to defend whatever points you're trying to make, because the simple fact is that man wants to fight that man. And when they fight, I got Bud. And guess what? So do I. So I scored a 10-9 for J-Mac.
You just trying to chum me up to J-Mac, like I said from the beginning when you first came back.
J-Mac,
you knew the type of energy J-Mac brings. And then you happen to meet him, so you'll never cross him. It's over.
You always say that. No,
I do.
That's not
I
true
do.
at all.
I do.
Like, he's a good dude. I'm not saying nothing, but yo, are you kidding? Like, he's responsible for us not going to overtime like an hour ago. Like,
bro, he just flip-flopped live on air on the WBC franchise.
That's not fair.
People call it corrupt. WBC corrupt, and your boy Suleiman, and Nestor, you defending him, you defend Canelo, and then all of a sudden now when it suits his argument, no, this is
but you didn't.
Let me finish. Let me
I'm
finish.
sorry.
He came on, had his little shirt and tie. No, this is exactly why the WBC created the franchise for this particular situation. This is exactly why we should back this. Not those reasons. Not with Vasil. He's not really undisputed. It's not even be undisputed. Like this won't. How is this undisputed when you're gonna give someone else champion status? Dillian Whyte will become WBC champion if you give the winner Wilder Fury WBC franchise. That is just the bottom line. Undisputed goes out the window. It's out the window. It would be theoretical.
Did you not say to Dominique earlier? I said that J-Mac was going to fall for this. So you set the trap for J-Mac, first of all.
Smarter than the average
that's
bear.
Not fair. Okay, but see, somebody could do that to you very easily. Somebody could do that to me very easily, okay?
How?
You know what?
Entrapment.
Bro, entrapment. What are you talking about? That's what you did to this man. You gave him something like what did you expect him to do? Call in and say he doesn't want the winner of Wilder Fury to fight Joshua? Like, come on. You set a trap. You set a trap. You entrapped him.
If that is your argument for Devin and that is your argument for Charlo, that should have been your argument for White.
I feel you, but when you put it in terms that were gonna make him respond in a way that you knew he would respond. So you had him set from the get-go.
Bruh,
you a corrupt
I
cop.
know what I'm doing.
You planting on people out here.
Shout out to Greatness. I did receive it. I know you wanted clarification on the back channel. We definitely received it. So shout out to Greatness for doing a super counterpunch, a counterpunch for Stonebone. We are gonna go. I don't know you guys. We got another super chat from TJ who says hashtag not Bud fan. Y'all mad disrespectful. GGG openly ducked Charlo and Andre Ward, who has Bud ducked. Stop the BS. Also, back call, not crazy. Hashtag Ohio. Hashtag Nest Narratives. Back call, not crazy. Yeah, right. Bruh, if you want your ears popping, go on the back call. I'm telling you. It's like I said, only the strong, but that's it. Everybody is over. No more super chats, no more counter punches. We up
Pull the plug.
No, I gotta say my thing. My
go ahead,
final
go ahead.
thought. So my final thought is that everybody working out, and I'm jealous because nobody working out with me. So I definitely, since it's my birthday month, I want to do a TBB workout with everybody. Like I'm gonna give y'all my best 45 minutes, and all of my co-hosts and friends better be there. And I'm gonna schedule that with Ness. Ness, can I do that?
What?
We're gonna do it on Instagram. We'll do a workout.
I'm down.
Yeah. Do you stream anywhere else other than Instagram?
You have to pay for it. No, it would be through the TBB Instagram.
Yeah, no,
Sometimes
because
the
I would
connection
rather
can be
stream it on
choppy.
YouTube.
Oh, you want to do that?
Yeah. I mean, all you got to do, we'll talk offline for what you need to do, but yeah, we could stream it on YouTube.
But I want to be able to see and hear people, though. That's what I'm saying. So I don't know.
If you put on, you got an Android though. Do y'all believe this, Brandon?
He's
yo,
about to shame
don't
you.
donate. Who's donating an iPhone to Dominique? Bring her into the blue text world. Yo, she ain't even in the pre-pro. She can't. She don't even know the topics until like 5 minutes before because she ain't got
That's
an
actually
iPhone.
pretty good if you think about it.
Yeah, I don't even know. But
Real quick, before you go, Jarrett Lloyd came back with a freaking super chat, man. The bum Lord Crawford and his father, Bob. Stay selling dreams to you bud tenders. There is nothing on his resume to even consider him top 5. Stay off the drugs.
So, like, for real, true story about the iPhone, like, when I knew I was going to be a co-host, I went and ordered an iPhone 11 Pro, and I waited forever for it to come. And then when I drove to go pick it up, it was just the iPhone 11, and I refused to settle. So the hunt continues for the iPhone that I want, and I'm getting it specifically for TBB, but I'm keeping my Android. So
that's what's up.
Because I dare to be different.
I'm down though. I'm down for an IG workout.
Ooh, let's do it. I'm so excited. I'm gonna give y'all my best 45 minutes for my birthday.
We gotta get to JT. I somehow forgot him, and I do apologize. Good morning.
So interesting that you come across like a nice guy, but you're really a piece of shit. Hey, with that comment. No, that was a piece of fuck you. That was a piece of shit. You know, we're doing live TV. Man, I don't care. What you gonna do about it?
I'll tell you this, mother. Why do you have to talk like that? Well, I'm talking to you the way I want to talk to you. You have a problem? Turn off your station. I'm the best ever.
Yeah, what's up, Ness?
What up? Good morning, bro. Apologies.
Yeah, I know it's apologies. Yeah, you've been doing all that hating on J-Mac. First of all, this dude here, whoever doing that little chatting and all that, he good with them fingers, man, but let him stay on the back call. We gonna toast him back there, because he talking some bullshit when it come down to Buck. Buck only fight who you can fight, man. It don't matter whoever got a belt, they the champions at the time, that's who you got to fight. So we can't call nobody no cab drivers, none of this and all that. We got to respect all champions, whoever got a belt. Bud stepped there and fought everybody at 140, became undisputed. Now he trying to fight everybody at welterweight. But I still got Spence busting Bud ass, but I got to give Bud his respect and stuff like that. That's my call.
Damn, yo, you know it's gonna be a sad day in that J&J household, man. J-Mac probably right now like, yo, bro, why you just say I lost, you know? Cause he just said, yo, Jared Lloyd is good with them fingers, which means that he's good with the words, which means that he's spitting facts. How could you be good with words or good with the fingers if you spitting lies? I don't understand it, but yo, we gotta get out of here. But Jared, I keep telling you winning, man. You type a good one, baby. They know it. He just admitted it, and that's the brother. I'm telling you.
Yo, they coming for him like World War Z right now. I'm telling you.
Damn,
why you trying to cause strife between the brothers?
So listen, we never got to Keem. He's also a Patreon. I'm at least getting to Patreons. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like we playing any. You know, it's not like we got to get to them. So Patreon is Keem. I'm sorry, Dominique. If you got a role, I understand.
No, I'll be here with them. They be here with me.
Oh, it's over. It's over.
That's a real one.
That's it.
Where's Keem intro? Here we go.
El gran campeón puertorriqueño. This is Davis.
Oh shit. He done said he busy. All right, we out. We're out.
Intro fire though.
Yeah, man. Oh shit, King. I mean, we didn't get to, and he's also Patreon. All right, here we go.
Just like the king is what I mean. The king is what I mean.
Yo, morning TBV.
Morning.
I'm gonna make it real quick. I was waiting patiently. Look, Dillian Whyte, number one, he need to go through a Michael Hunter or go through a Big Baby Miller or something. I don't got no problem with him getting his issue because when I saw him getting worked, I saw the fight and I said Brian Jennings will outwork him just the shape he was in or wasn't in. Other part is, man, Kaz, man, you got this little dude calling in talking about some let me point him out. Then my man, what was it, Eric Cruz? Listen, all these cats talking about Juan, whoever. Nah, my man all these cats talking about what they going to do on Saturday in the battle. Stop. Now, that's when you could stop typing and get your ass and come get some of these bars. Stop talking about what you going to do. Come and do something, man. Stop talking about it because Idris, my man, I'm cooking them tomorrow and I'm cooking whoever else. Casual, I'm cooking your little homie. I'm going to cook you. I'm cooking everybody. I'm out.
Cookout, baby.
Yo, that's another dude. That's another dude. Listen.
I'm invited to the cookout.
Listen, because y'all ain't, that went over your head. That's another dude that picked Jared Lloyd as the winner. He said, because this is something that you can't type, so come to the show. You feel me? Because rapping obviously is rapping. You can't write bars and it come off the same way, but typing an argument you can, and he made it clear like no, you can't type that, but you can't type rap. So like another one that picked him.
It's not fair. King Amin, he has this voice that's just suited for dope rhymes. Like you could hear it. Here's the thing. I don't know if he knows how to put them together because that's another thing. But
you just earned yourself a call out.
Oh no, he already.
You earned yourself a call out right there.
No,
and it
he's
is impossible to listen to his intro without dancing. It is absolutely impossible.
Yes. I love that.
Yo, real quick, Izzy on the super chat said, Jared, you pay my rent, and I'll tell you that I win too.
Oh, I think he's saying
he's trying to take a shot at me. Absolutely not.
He's saying Jared's buying votes.
Yeah. He's trying to say that I'm hyping Jared up because it's a super chat. Absolutely not. I mean,
he's a lone warrior.
If we had the time, I bet you that this panel could find 5 people that could beat everybody on Crawford's resume. 5. And that won't be hard. So when Jared said, that his super chat was the bum Lord Crawford and his father Bob stay selling dreams to you bud tenders. There's nothing on his resume to even consider him top 5. Stay off the drugs. That gave me something to think about. I was like, damn, how could you say he's not top 5? And then I said, all right, would Danny beat everybody on his resume? I think people might debate because I'm a fair thinker. I think people
But
might.
it is a fair question.
I think people might debate maybe that Danny could possibly lose to Jeff Horn. I don't believe that, but because Danny's had a spotty career. But you know what? But you know what? You know what? We out. We'll talk about that on overtime. We ain't got time for all that We out. If you want to talk about Crawford and his resume and whether or not Danny could do it, because I think I can mention 5 fighters off the top of my head that could do everything that he's done. Not Undisputed, because Undisputing is being politics. You see it right now. We discussed 3 hours of politics, but I'm out. Next you Instagram and Twitter. Peace. Y'all done? Y'all said yours? No? Done?
At Morning Woogie on Twitter, at Morning Woogie on Instagram. Peace.
Come join
at
us
Miss Bougie, at Miss Bougie Boxer.
come join us on Overtime. Everybody on the YouTube family, we're going OT. We stayed an extra 45 minutes today kicking it with y'all. But if y'all want to talk this OT talk, come join us on Patreon. Buy us a cup of coffee, $3, $5 sandwich, or the pizza pie for the month, huh? You stay with us for the month. Trust me, you're going to get a lot of content. Boxing, Untitled, Boxing Bars now is going down tomorrow. So there's so much more we're adding to the loads of content that we already had on boxing. So come check us out, man. Kick it with us. Like you said, $15, you get all that access. And if you don't like us, you walk away. Guaranteed you stay, though.
Peace.